All right, what's up, gamers? Wait, I gotta make sure you guys can actually hear me. Hold up. Yo, guys, put a fucking cupcake in chat if you guys can hear me. It's been over a month since my last stream. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. This is so foreign to me today. Well, I guys just see one cupcake. If there's one cupcake in the chat, then you guys can obviously hear me. All right, we got a cupcake. What's going on, everybody? How's it going? How's everybody weekend going? Catch up on some of these messages. You guys already had fucking cupcakes in the chat. Are you guys fucking mind readers? You have to eat popcorn and seem the most ridiculous thing EDP does. What's up, Matthias Shaw? What's going on? What's good, y'all? I got my popcorn already hot. Yo, what up, Captain Slacks? Don't think I'm not doing another video on you, brother. I'm probably gonna do another one, but that's just the way. It's just the way it is, man. What's up? Keep the stream up. I'll probably keep this one up. Hey, Plube. What up, dog? What up? What's up, everybody? I like a guy, lol. Hey, man. Whatever. Hey, if you like men, that's all good, man. It's all good. All right. Good. I went to see Christmas lights last night. Hell yeah, man. I still have yet to go see Christmas lights this year. I've been pretty busy, but it's on the schedule to eventually go out and take a gander at some of the pretty lights. No, no, I'm a woman. I mean, I was more implying that you're a dog, but hey, man, hey, if you're a dog and you're up to that stuff, hey, man, I like a girl, all nothing wrong with that. Hey, man, we're all about inclusivity here. Unless you're EDP, then you can get the fuck out. But we don't typically have those guys kind of around here. EDP should get arrested, yeah. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's crazy how he's gone this long. But I mean, last time I talked to Kayla, I mean, the investigation's still going on. So, I mean, what up, Mona Canty? How's everybody doing tonight? Guys, it's just going to be a chill stream, guys. We're just going to be hanging out, chatting, you know, talking about what's going on the internet. Obviously, it's going to be mostly focused on the documentary because I kind of want to talk about it a little bit. I feel like I didn't get enough in the video I posted. I'm doing good. I just read Absolute Superman, and it was awesome. Hell yeah. Yo, speaking of, like, superhero shit, all right, listen, I was a massive hater of, what was it, the new Marvel's hero shooter. I was like a massive hater. I was like, this looks like shit. Don't really care for it. I recently installed it yesterday, and I'm not even shitting you, being someone who's played Overwatch like ever since it came out. This is so much better than Overwatch. It's actually really fucking good. Like, it's so good. I'm not even capping to you guys. If you guys genuinely want to play like a hero shooter, the new Marvel's one is actually pretty decent. It takes a little bit to get used to because all the characters play a lot different, but I like women too. You see Jidion and Chet working together. They both got dirt on their nails. Well, of course they're working together. They both have botched EDP stinks. You know, of course they're going to start working together. I mean, I don't really understand the grift when it comes to predator catches. It just kind of became this massive grift, man. I thought the documentary came out. No, I think it's supposed to come out like, I think when Mike Klum put out the time, I think it's supposed to come out sometime like in April or something like that based on, I mean, don't like quote me, right? Because I don't actually know exactly when it's coming out, but he said that he'd be giving an update in April. So, Matt Simon, what up, man? My channel has been removed. Keep up the content. Oh, shit. No fucking way. Wait, why did it get removed? Also, I appreciate the $2, man. Hell yeah. But that's so, I mean, I'm assuming you're going to create another channel because I'm assuming it got removed over bullshit reasons. Speaking of but yeah, Matt Simon, by the way, guys. Speaking of superheroes, Sentry's going to be Thunderbolts, and I'm already excited. Yeah, I don't know too much about the Thunderbolt stuff. EDP should be put in some cell as P. Diddy. Nah, because those guys would get up to some mischievous shit. Those guys would be into some crazy shit. And both are the reason why he's not in jail. I mean, you could say that. Gotcha, I'm not rushing. Yeah, I mean, the thing with me, though, is, like, I obviously want to see this documentary, but I'm not, like, clamoring, waiting for it to come out. I mean, when it comes out, it comes out, right? And we'll see what's going on with it. But for now, I'm just kind of, like, chilling, man. I'm just chilling. It's not like I got nothing else going on. You know what I mean? And, I mean, it is a little shitty because it got leaked, like, almost a year ago. So it felt like we've waited almost a year for a documentary to come out, but I think they both should be charged with child endangerment. I completely agree with that, at least on Jidion's part. And I think Kayla is possibly going to be pursuing some sort of like legal stuff towards Jidion. I mean, that's not confirmed. I'm just speaking out my ass right now. But it seems like Kayla might pursue some sort of legal charges down the road when it comes to Jidion, because I think she does. I think she does have a genuinely a pretty good case. I think Markiplier is way more better than P Diddy. Hey, W take. How was everybody's Thanksgiving, by the way? I mean, I'm Canadian, so I didn't have Thanksgiving, but I'm sure you guys had fantastic Thanksgiving. Honestly, the food, man, you can only eat once like that, like once a year. My channel got taken down because of violent content, even though I wasn't uploading them anymore. Yeah, that's YouTube, man. YouTube doing YouTube things. By the way, bro, one of my YouTube videos went over 100K views, and I'm so close to 2K subs. Hell yeah, man. What video was that? Which one got over 100K views? I remember Chet used real miners to bust a predator. I think what that is I think he was like using his actual like nephew's face in a lot of these like sting operations and stuff. I don't know if he ever used like an actual miner, but from what I understand when it comes to Chet Goldstein is he used his like actual nephew, like his likeness and stuff to catch predators, which I obviously don't condone. I think that is still dangerous as fuck. She should. I don't blame her for that. I mean, she probably will. I don't understand. I don't see why she wouldn't. I think she does have a genuinely good defense. So, it's all on the internet too. So, Yami Yugi defeats Villain Wong. It's also my video with the highest views. Hell yeah, man. I'm also creating my very own comic. Hell yeah, dude. It'll be like God Slap, right? Except it'll be better. I mean, I've never read God Slap. I heard it's actually pretty good, but I don't know. I kind of stick to my DC and Marvel comic books, so I don't think that he should have done that. True. Scooby and EDP should be arrested. Yeah, dude. I have kind of an extensive list of people who I believe should be arrested, but hey, man, unfortunately, that's not how the world works a lot of the times. Excuse me. When the documentary comes out, you should get Kayla on stream and talk about it. I mean, I was thinking about doing a live stream, like reacting to it with like Rinse, Destructor, the normal people. But yeah, we might get Kayla on as well. I'm not sure. We'll see. I might even like talk to Mike Klum afterwards and get his opinions on it. Because I'm being straight up with you guys. If the documentary's ass, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna straight up tell you guys if the documentary's ass. I have actually no biasness when it comes to Mike Klum. I think he's a pretty nice guy, but I'm still very like to the nail when it comes to giving my actual opinion on things. And if it's shit, I'm gonna tell you guys it's shit. Yeah, it's going to be an original story with original characters. Obviously, I can't use characters like Batman, Spider-Man because I would get sued. Probably. They're pretty protective of their licenses. Do you like and play Pokemon? I played like the OG ones when I used to have a Game Boy Advance, but recently I've just been playing the TCG game, and that's kind of been what I've been playing lately in terms of my like phone. So if I'm like going to bed or like about to go to sleep or bored or whatever, I'll pull out Pokemon TCG because I used to actually collect Pokemon cards. I used to have a massive crippling addiction of collecting those cardboard pieces. I probably spent over $1,000 just on Pokemon cards. I ended up selling them all because, I didn't really want them anymore, and they're just kind of taking up space. And so I just like sold them. But yeah, I'm pretty familiar with Pokemon. I like the games. I'm in the process of making creatures of a series in the future. Hell yeah. Who is just Scooby again? Haven't heard of him in a while. He's some like Roblox YouTuber who got exposed for having a complete degenerate Discord where he was saying some very inappropriate things, and also a lot of other people came out talking about him, grooming minors and stuff like that. So yeah, he's a whole rabbit hole. I talked about him a long time ago. I'm still probably gonna do a part 2. Like looking over like Destructor talked to a recent victim a few months ago or like a year ago. So I might do like a full collection of everything and all the evidence I have. But yeah, he's just basically a piece of garbage who is still on YouTube, but he's not like active on YouTube. Like he's on YouTube, but he doesn't post. You know what I mean? Isn't Chet racist too? Well, he has said the N-word in the past. I don't know if he's racist nowadays, but he used to say some pretty controversial things in the past. I don't know if he's racist though. I haven't watched it all. I forgot to mention I was the Yu-Gi-Oh champion back in 2020 in Mississauga before COVID hit. Hell yeah, man. If it's ass, that means Boogie Doc was a fluke. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like in situations like this, you kind of use the previous things, like with video games, right? If you guys are excited for a video game to come out, you're obviously going to compare it to the previous installment, right? So if it was a good game, you can kind of assume the next one's going to be good. But the thing about this documentary, and I'm going to say this now, is it's a huge step above Boogie 2988. Like, obviously, Boogie 2988 is such a huge thing, like literally and figuratively. But like EDP is a whole nother monster when it comes to like making these documentaries. And Mike Lum understands that because I think on his Patreon, he says he wanted to do 4 documentaries a year and he's barely squeezing out 2 right now. So I think he fully underestimated how in depth a lot of these documentaries are. And, you know, especially like the storytelling aspect of it. So, you know, that's why I'm a little skeptical because I think this is kind of a massive endeavor for him to take. But I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how it goes. Why isn't? Cameron, you have a Samsung or an iPhone? I have a Samsung. I used to have an iPod like a long time ago, but not no more. Typical Roblox YouTuber. Yeah, the good ones seem like a dime a dozen these days. Or I'm not going to give out much, but it's going to be about a demon hunter who is also supernatural. Hell yeah, man! Seems like a solid start. Anyone? Sorry, excuse me. Hold on one second. Anyone excited for Sonic 3? I mean, I'm pretty hyped. It'll be interesting to see Shadow. It's gonna be pretty sick. I don't know. Maybe I'll see it in theaters. I might wait for it to come out. Honestly, why isn't Chance in jail? Who knows, man? You guys ask a lot of these questions, like why aren't they in jail? I honestly could not tell you because, in my personal opinion, there's enough evidence on the internet to at least put them on trial. But police are kind of lazy. Just Scooby fears us all. Yeah, I mean he does though. I mean we're the only ones who really talk shit about him or like at least like bring awareness about him. It's going to be called the Island of Rhinoceroses. Hell yeah. Creeps fear Plubius. I'm hyped for Sonic 3, dude. Me too. I think it's gonna be good. I don't know. Again, Sonic 3, like, how could you go wrong with that? The last 2 installments have been really good. Hey, Plubius, you should do a video about ranting for vengeance. He's some racist piece of shit who goes on massive rants for race swapping in comics. Yeah, I heard about that. Rince has been kind of talking about him lately, eh? Which is crazy because like he kind of blew that up, right? Like he talked about it. Sensitive Society found his channel, talked about it. Optimus, I think, talked about it. Tom Dark or Turkey Tom recently talked about it. Like Rince definitely got the attention of some of the bigger commentary channels, which is you know, pretty impressive for Rince. I mean, it's pretty impressive for anyone, honestly. But Sonic 3 is about to be peak. Destructor destroyed ranting for vengeance. Yeah, it's just stuff like that, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I personally am not like the biggest fan of Batman comics, but after seeing those videos, the dude titled it like how bad it is or how woke it is, and he fully described it from personal references, right? So he's just like, I don't like the new Batman. He has a transgender haircut. Okay, do you actually have any actual issues with the comic book from a writing perspective? Well, he's not actually Batman. He has a whole different background. So he's a take on a character with a different origin story, as if that hasn't been happening for years in comic books, right? Like we wouldn't have a multiverse of Spider-Man. We wouldn't have the Spider-Verse if they're all the exact same. Like it's so fucking stupid, man. Like the guy's just a giant fucking loser who just has to rant about shit. The next one should be on Keemstar. That would be massive. Yeah, dude. Keemstar, like, I don't know how he still, like, gets some sort of, like, recognition on the internet. The guy's a fucking joke. My favorite Yu-Gi-Oh video is Yumi Yugi roasting Panky. So I don't know too much about Yu-Gi-Oh. I watched season 1 and I didn't really like it, but excuse me. I literally just ate, so I'm a little burpy. And Yami Yugi sending Ghost Kavi to the Shadow Realm. In the last video, Chet and Jidion, did Chet casually say the N-word and Jidion said nothing? People were divided in the comments. I don't know, man. I don't know too much about that stuff. I mean, one day maybe I'll get into like the Chet Goldstein Jidion rabbit hole, but for now, it's just, I mean, if he said that, I guess, you know, people can ridicule him, but I don't know. I think both those guys are kind of a lost cause. Also, I've been reading some IDW Transformer comics, and oh my lord, Megatron and Optimus Prime are broken. It's going to take place in various islands in New York, and the rhinoceroses will behave like animals instead of generic monsters that attack people for no reason. Dude, it honestly sounds like a pretty solid plot, honestly. Doesn't EDP445 look like Ghost Tommy from Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't know what that is. Is that what's the one that, like, looks really funny. They kept using it in memes where it's like the guy who's like, say less, and he has like the fucking dreads. He kind of looks like that. I haven't seen the 2 Sonic movies yet. They're pretty fucking solid. Honestly, I would check them out. Dude, people are gooning over the CEO killer. They want him free. I mean, that's not new though. We like that's always been a thing on the internet. Like, who's that one TikToker who like killed a mother and their like small child for racing in a fucking school zone? Like, they're literally like street racing in a school zone. He smokes a mother and her kid, and he goes to jail, and everyone was making like fucking thirst TikToks. Like, doesn't matter how fucking dude. It doesn't matter what you do as long as you're somewhat attractive. You can get away with anything. Not excited for the Minecraft movie. I am Steve. I mean, that second trailer was better than the first, but yeah, it still looks like it's going to be ass. I can already see like it releasing on Rotten Tomatoes with like a 15%. Yeah, as a comic reader ranting for vengeance as a clown, because Absolute Batman literally not the main DC canon, it's its own community. Well, yeah, that's my exact thing, right? Like, it's like I don't mind you like falling in love with a superhero, right? If you absolutely love a superhero's origin story like Iron Man or Batman and you like it, stick to those kind of comics then. There's tons of them, right? But if there's a sub comic that wants to kind of break expectations and do a new take on Batman, who's the most aggressive Batman we've seen so far, don't make a fucking 20-minute video ranting about it as if it breaks your canon, right? Oh my God, guys, they decide to do a new take on Batman, and guess what? Barbara Gordon is black. Who gives a fuck? Genuinely, who fucking cares? It's a single fucking thing. Like, I understand the whole debate of like race swapping in modern media. Like, people are so fucking obsessed with not only race swapping, but also getting mad at the race swap. Like, it's like, guys, do we have anything better with our fucking lives? But like, who fucking cares? If you don't like the comic, don't fucking read it. There's a million other Batman renditions that you can read that you're actually going to enjoy. Who cares? Right? And it's not even like he brought up good points, because don't get me wrong, there is one Batman comic where like the Joker gets fucking pregnant, and I'm like, okay, this is such a shit comic. Like, that's actually genuinely a bad comic. That I would understand making a video about, because that's just genuinely bad. But he's literally ranting about a comic that actually isn't that bad. I haven't read it. I've like looked at it a little bit, but from the little bit I looked at, it seems like an all right comic. His main arguments were that Bruce Wayne has a transgender haircut and Barbara Gordon is black at the end. Who gives a fuck? And he also ranted about how Alfred looked like an MSI agent or something, or like an agent, a secret agent. Who fucking cares? He looks badass. Who fucking cares? It's their own story. Ranting for Vengeance is the Irish guy who's scared of black people for some reason, despite living in Ireland, which barely has any black people in it. Yeah, he literally was it? Someone said, "Are you scared of black people?" And he's like, "Well, you illiterate troglodyte, everybody is." No, the fuck, not everybody is. The fuck are you talking about? Like, what a fucking loser, dude. Remember Terry Guinness? I do not. Ranting for Vengeance, more like yapping for no reason. Yeah, dude. And the guy like has an audacity to call something cringe. Dude, your whole entire channel is fucking cringe. Right? You're literally called Ranting for Jesus. Ranting for Jesus. Jesus Christ. No, that's a whole different channel. That's Jidion's old channel. But no, like, it's called like Ranting for Vengeance. Dude, you're ranting for vengeance? The fuck you talking about? Like, that's so cringe on its own. And then also your header says like, what the fuck does this header say? It says death to all like posers or something. Motherfucker, you're the definition of a poser. You're just meat riding on this whole right wing versus left wing shit going on. Dude, I'm not even kidding. Optimus Prime beat Chula. I say again, Optimus Prime beat Lovecraftian entity. I mean, dude, Optimus Prime is pretty badass though. What about that crypto shit? Keemstar trying to be hip with the kids. Yeah, dude. I mean, you can't really blame him that much, because like all the fucking out of date, weirdo, like older YouTubers are all into crypto nowadays. But yeah, I mean, he was bad with it. I don't know if you guys have seen the clip. If you want to like get your daily dose of cringe, there's like a clip of him hopping on an Aiden Ross stream, and he just was like so over the top compared to everyone who was just vibing in the room. It makes for such a cringe 10-minute video. Genuinely, some of you guys might be know what I'm talking about. This was a while ago, but Keemstar got invited into an Aiden Ross stream, and the dude's energy did not match the room whatsoever, and it just led for like a 20-minute just awkward cringe session of him trying to be like hip with Aiden Ross. Oh man, it was brutal. I'm wondering who put him on the whitelist. This feels like the whitelist treatment. Somebody from the documentary, possibly. Excuse me. The thing I realize is most people in entertainment most of the time are piece of shits. Yeah, it kind of comes with the industry. I mean, don't get me wrong, some people are decent, but yeah, it kind of comes with the territory. They banned him for 5 times. Then all of a sudden now they don't care anymore. It feels like he was put on some sort of whitelist. I mean, it is possible. I mean, I don't know anymore. I just, I don't know. I try not to think about it too much because it kind of makes me pissed off. But heard about that. Rest in peace to the poor mom and daughter. Yeah, it was just shitty times, man. Imagine just trying to go out, take your daughter out for a nice walk or your son, and some fucking dickhead, some 19-year-old kid goes zooming fucking by in his expensive car that his mommy bought him, and he ends up fucking ending you and your child's life. Both probably had a better life or had a better future than this kid did. But hey, man, it is what it is. Terry Guinness is Batman Beyond. Oh, hell yeah. Did you see Jidion's video? Which one? I haven't really been keeping up with the Jidion stings. I'll be honest. I'm kind of like over the whole grifting fucking predator catching bullshit. 2024 was my best year on YouTube as a content creator. Hell yeah, man. I've heard 2024 has been extremely successful for a lot of content creators. I mean, look at Rince. Dude's just pulling numbers right now. Both his Ranting for Vengeance videos both got over 50,000 views. And for a video or for like a channel that has the subscribers he does, and like most of his videos get between like, I don't know, like 2,000 to 5,000 views, getting a random 50, 60,000 subs on or subscribers on a channel, or not subscriber views on a channel is fucking insane. You know what I mean? He got extremely well, like he did really good going after this guy, and it obviously showed because all the commentary channels were talking about him. People were defending Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer. It's not surprising. Yeah, it's just how it is, dude. Is there an Absolute Robin? I don't think there is. Absolute Robin is Nightwing. Just kidding, I don't know. By the way, I own an online store on. By the way, I own an online store on Redbubble. Hell yeah! What do you sell? What do you sell on there? Honestly, I don't mind race swapping as long as the character doesn't have a stereotype trait. Okay, I'm gonna give my opinion on this, right? Because I've gotten shit from both sides. I've given this opinion in the past, right? To this day, right? I think DEI hires are bullshit, right? You should be hiring someone because they're good at the role, right? That's what you should do, not because they genuinely look like the character, but because they embody the character, right? Like that's how it should be, right? You should hire someone who embodies the character. That's it, right? That's it. So if they want to make a black Severus Snape in the new Harry Potter, it's going to take a bit of adjusting because we know Severus Snape from the original Harry Potter series. But like, if he does a good job and he reminds us of the original performance by Alec, what's his name, Alec Richmond or whatever. Rest in peace, by the way. Who gives a fuck? That's just it. Who really cares? Why are we so hyper focused on color this age? Who gives a fuck? Like they're so focused on hiring people just because of their race in certain movies, and then everyone else is too focused on being upset over it. It's like, oh my fucking god, guys. As long as they embody the role, who cares? Right? People should be hired based on how good they are, not based on what they look like or their appearance. Right? And honestly, it just blows my mind that this is such a debated topic. Is Cold Raven in the EDP documentary? I don't believe he is. I think he was supposed to be, and then the whole situation happened with Mike Klum, and I don't think they ever actually picked a time to. I mean, maybe they did, right? Maybe they did eventually decide to pick a time and actually go do some sort of interview, which I hope so, because I think Cold Raven does have a lot of important things to say about EDP. I don't necessarily agree with everything he's done throughout his time on YouTube, but that being said, I still think he has a lot of important things to say, and I think he has done a lot in terms of the EDP story. So I would personally like to see him in the documentary. Me personally, I think everyone who has been involved with EDP needs to be in it, but I don't think he actually is. I know white people who are cool with blacks. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I'm cool with anyone. I don't really give a fuck. If I don't like you as a person, I don't like you. It has nothing to do with race or how it is. If I think you're a douchebag, I'm not going to like you, whatever color you are. Right? I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going to be around people that I like and like me, right? Like, I don't give a fuck what color skin or who they are or what sexuality they are or what orientation they are. I'm chill with everybody. It's all about their personality. If you're a transgender and you're a fucking asshole to me, I'm not going to fucking want you around me, right? If you're black and you're an asshole to me, I don't want you around me. If you're black or you're transgender and you're awesome, then I want you around me. At the end of the day, that's all that fucking matters to me is you as a person. And I think that's pretty normal take for most people to have. Terry McGinnis is a Batman from the future. Oh, dude, speaking of Batman from the future, I don't know if you guys saw the Flash movie, but that shit was so ass. And they took such an amazing arc, like the whole Flash arc where Bruce Wayne isn't a thing, but instead his dad lives and becomes Batman. That shit was fucking dope. And his costume too looks sick. Yeah, Renting for Vengeance is an Irish guy that talks about black people, like how much you want to, but he's never met a black guy before in his life. Yeah, but he like sees all the shit on the internet and he makes his assumptions from that and shit like that. It's just, dude, it's so fucking stupid, man. Honestly, I'm assuming he's gonna make a response video to all the videos being made about him. But I mean, I'd like to see him try to like justify how brutal he was on the comic. Like, it's so dumb. Takes like the problem with wokeness nowadays is people will slap it on something just because they don't like it because they know they'll get a bunch of right-winged retards hopping on the train, right? Guys, I really hate this video game, and guess what? There's a female male or there's a female character. Fuck this game, and they genuinely don't like it just because they actually don't like the game or they don't like the story in the game. So they're just gonna claim that it's because it's a female they don't like it, and then they're gonna get a bunch of right-wing retards hopping on the trend. Like, that's exactly what Ranting for Vengeance did. He didn't like the way they went with Batman, so he labeled it woke and made a huge fucking hissy fit. Dude was scrolling through the fucking comic book, being like, "I swear to God, there better be a black someone in. There better be someone black in this comic book so I can call it woke. Oh my God, there is." Boom, boot up the fucking camera. Guys, there's black people in this fucking comic book. It's so cringe, man. Like, don't get me wrong. There's woke things. In my personal opinion, there is woke things in comic books, and there's also woke things within video games. There's woke things in many things, right? But this is just getting fucking ridiculous. They're completely losing the whole message behind, like, just make games or make comic books that are good, right? That's my personal opinion on it. Dude, if Mike Klum pulls out the documentary at the end of the year before GTA 6 would be crazy. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I think it's going to come out before GTA 6 based on the fact that he's like, I think he's over halfway done it. So, I mean, GTA 6 too is going to be fucking insane, man. I sell Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball, and One Piece merchandise as well as my brand. Hell yeah, man. I'm not trying to get nihilist, but sometimes I hear some shit and I'm like, yeah, the world is trash. I mean, no, you're right. I try to see the positive things in the world, right? Like, I try to stay like positive because no matter what, the world's always going to be shit. It's been shit since it began. Let's be honest with each other. But I try to look at the positive things, right? Like, you could be on the internet all day and it's fuck, you hate people, right? You look on Twitter, you look on the internet, you hate people, but then you go out in public and just go shopping or go hang out with your friends and you're like, yeah, that shit doesn't exist, right? Like, who gives a fuck? And obviously you're going to run into shitty people in your normal day-to-day life, but it's like, I don't know, man. It's just, you got to try to stay positive. Any updates about Kayla? I actually haven't talked to Kayla in a very long time. She gave me her number, but I've never actually decided to message her or call her or anything like that. So we actually haven't talked in, I want to say like 3 months. It's been a while, but she leaves comments on my videos every once in a while. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the investigation, to be perfectly honest. I think it's safe to say that it's still ongoing, but at the same time, I feel like if they were actually going to do something, they would have done something by now. I mean, the evidence is all there. She gave them all the fucking evidence. It's like, how much more evidence do you need? But that being said, if it does fail, I am putting a lot of the blame on a very specific person. A lot of the blame, if this investigation does fuck up, is going on a very, very specific person. It reminds me of how people were complaining about the casting a black person in The Witch and The Wicked. She's green. She's obviously had a specific race. They cast someone who is a good singer. It's crazy how people don't realize that the message behind that whole movie is exactly what they're displaying now, right? She's green, so she's different, and she gets treated different in the movie, right? And it's not even like I would say that's woke. I think that's like just good messaging within a movie, right? Like, because it does happen, right? And the internet clearly proves it a lot of the times. But like, they literally proved exactly what the issue was in that whole entire movie. Who gives a fuck? The Severus Snape thing I can kind of understand a little bit because it's going to be hard to see Severus Snape anyone other than Alec or Alex or whatever his name is. Rest in peace. Sorry, I don't mean to be like disrespectful to his name. I genuinely don't remember his name. Alec Richmond. It's going to be tough, right? But if the guy embodies Snape really well, who gives a fuck, right? But that's just how the life is, right? Yeah, Flashpoint was one of the best comic book stories ever created. An anime movie was just as good. Yeah, exactly. I watched the anime movie. I never read the comics, but I remember the anime movie as a kid because I used to like play all the Justice League games and stuff on my Xbox original. That shit was good. I remember being really well done. And then obviously they tried to take that exact same plot point and put it in the Flash, like the recent movie, and it just wasn't done as well. I don't know why they completely fucked a really good storyline, but how are you going to talk trash about black people while you never meeting them? Because it's easy to talk shit about people that you don't know. It's so easy to talk shit or judge a specific group. Like I know all the time people who like judge furries and then they actually go to a furry convention and be like, yo, these guys are actually low-key kind of chill. You know, it's one of those things. Kind of reminds me of people who complain about Godzilla figures having horrible paint jobs. Like, if you don't like it, then don't buy it. Problem solved. Yeah, I mean, that's just it, right? If you don't like something, just don't buy it. Or like, I can understand from the perspective of like, if they're trying to cheat people, then yeah, you can be upset about it. Like, if you think, you know, the paint job's bad because they're cutting costs, then yeah, complain about it. But if you go to a store and see something that obviously you don't like, just don't buy it. Don't go on the internet and make a fucking 20-minute video bitching about it. I don't care if in a video game or a movie the lead character is female or minority, as long as they have a good character arc. Like character like Lara Croft is one of the best characters in gaming, and I'm dying on that hill. You, sir, are 100% on that. I think Lara Croft is really well done. Here's the thing about me, right? Is me personally, I don't really give a fuck. The only time I have issues with it is when they are so apparent with what they're doing, right? Like, let's take Dragon Age the Velguard, right? Where it's like, okay, they have a, a non-binary character within this game, right? And the way they try to tell you, I'm fine with a female lead character, but if the female lead character is constantly bashing on men, or men are constantly like, oh, you can't do that because you're female, and she's like, actually, I'm stronger than within games. They've been in movies and games forever, but we didn't notice it back then because the writers were more competent back then and weren't so aggressive with trying to push a message. The message was there, but it was done respectfully because that wasn't their number one focus. Gaming nowadays, it seems like a lot of these developers are more hyper focused on spreading a message than actually creating a game and respectfully putting that message within the game, right? For instance, The Witcher 3, which is a game I've been playing through, and a lot of you guys who are Witcher fans, I'm making a video very soon about Witcher 4. That game looks fucking sick. Like, I don't know what the game looks sick, but the trailer looks fucking sick. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. A lot of the stuff in The Witcher 3 would be considered woke, right? A lot of the stuff like Ciri being pretty much the main character or other scenes too in the game too. But the reason why it was so fucking good and no one complained is because it was written with so much respect where you didn't really care. There's a whole arc with this guy who abuses his wife. And you sit down and you talk to him and you get his side of the story. And it doesn't justify him beating his wife, but at least you understand his perspective on what happened, right? And it was written so well where it wasn't so disrespectful on a topic that is very, very tricky. Like, it's a very tricky topic, but because they written it so well, no one cared, right? Compared to nowadays where Dragon Age the Velguard touched on the exact same topic, they'd be like, oh, you're a bad guy because you beat your wife. Go fuck yourself. Oh, we can't say fuck because we're a PG rated MMO. Go screw yourself, buddy. That's just how the writing would have been in the Velguard, right? It really boils down to just good writers. I think it's writers that are destroying gaming nowadays. I don't think it's the direction it's going. I don't think it's the wokeness. I think it's genuinely just bad, incompetent writers. But anyways, that's my rant. Let's catch up on the messages here. I wish it was Skeeter Jean instead. Just Scooby victim, just DM me. Possible new evidence soon. She's looking on the cloud. Good. I mean, honestly, if we can somehow get some sort of like police case going for just Scooby, I would be on board with that. I would give you guys my evidence, my testimony, everything like that. Because the guy definitely does need to go to jail, man. I don't understand why Zack Snyder cast Ezra Miller as the Flash. Grant Gustin has been playing the guy for years. Yeah, honestly, like, I'll see the Flash clips, like the CW show, and I'm like, this guy seems like an all right Flash. Like, why wouldn't they cast him? Obviously, Ezra Miller is a more well-known actor in Hollywood or whatever, but like, he's not a very good Flash. I didn't really like him. I need Destructor Lamau. He's around, man. Don't you have him in like the messages or anything, like on Discord? Grant Gustin will always be the superior actor to me. Facts. What's your opinion on Jalen? I think Jalen is one of the shittiest commentary channels, mostly because they're just so bad at reporting on shit. But personally, Jalen seems like one of the prime examples of someone who should not be a commentary channel and heavily makes like the commentary community in general look so much worse. But yeah, that's pretty much my opinion on that. Jalen sucks, enough said. Facts. Cam, did you hear Johnny Somali trial got pushed to March? I did hear about that. And I heard he's going to get the long dick of the law, hopefully. She-Hulk and Batwoman are prime examples of shows involving women bashing men. Exactly. I completely forgot about those shows. That's the thing. If you want to make a video ranting about how bad She-Hulk was, that's a prime example because She-Hulk was actually bad. She-Hulk was so bad. That's a prime example, and I'll be on board when it comes to political messaging being shoved down people's throats. Those two shows are one of them. Batwoman especially, right? If they wanted to make Batman a woman in black, that's fine. Who gives a fuck? Batman could be anyone. Who genuinely fucking cares? But then they really played on the fact that she was black and a woman throughout the entire show, when you could have easily just had her in that position and that be the messaging. Be like, oh, look, Batman could be anyone, and that would be the messaging. But every other episode, they have to be like, oh my God, Batman's a strong, independent black woman. Cool. But we could already see that from you just casting her in the first place. Why do you have to shove this message down everyone's throat? It comes from a point of just being entertaining with a subtle message that most normal people will understand, to just being a fucking rant show trying to shove political values down people's throats. Do you know what's one of the dumbest things you can do in media? Personally, is shove your own personal agenda down people's throats. People come to get entertainment and get some like small value from whatever they're playing or watching. They don't want to sit there and be lectured to, right? I'm not paying to go get lectured for an hour about values that I may already hold. Like, it's absolutely insane. And they always say, oh, if this pisses you off, then good, it's doing its job. No, I may even hold those exact same values, but you're overdoing it. It's disrespectful to people who hold those values because you don't actually give a fuck. You only care about your own personal ego and trying to appease people, right? It's like, I don't fucking understand. Like, I'm cool with trans people. When you sit there and bash and talk constantly about trans and push it in every single narrative, it's like, okay, this is just getting disrespectful at this point, because they're not doing it to appease people. They're doing it because they want to like win them over, or try to like, I don't know. It's fucking stupid, man. Or try to like be high and mighty over other people who may have a different opinion. Hey, Plubis, how are you today? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I just played a little bit of The Witcher 3, man. Oh my God, I've been fucking addicted to that game lately, dude. I'm so hyped for The Witcher 4, man. Oh my God. I could literally make a whole fucking hour-long rant right now about The Witcher 4, dude. I'm so excited. But yeah, I'm just finishing up The Witcher 3, so that's what I did today. I also did some house cleaning, ran some errands, boring stuff like that. They ruined Scooby-Doo, making it woke Velma show. Again, I don't necessarily agree with the word woke, but Velma was a fucking awful show. I don't know why Kaylee Mindley or whatever the fuck her name is decided to do that. I don't know. I think it's goofy. And again, if we're talking about woke, then yes, that would apply to that show, I would say. You know what I mean? It would be different if they race swap Velma. Don't really give a fuck about that. Genuinely, I don't really care about the race swapping of Velma. That's me being honest. I don't really give a fuck that much. The issue is that was not Velma. It was Kaylee Minley pretending to be a Velma, and the whole show was just fucking awful. It was a terrible show. I'm glad it got canceled, because holy fuck, what an awful show. The She-Hulk show annoys me because as Hulk fans, it's the only way I can find out what's happening with the Hulk. Exactly. Well, that's the thing. I end up watching it too. Just because I do kind of like the Hulk, so I was like, I'll check it out, whatever. And I honestly kind of hate watched it as well, because I knew I was gonna kind of be upset with it, because I knew they were gonna completely fuck the whole Hulk thing up. And what do you know, they fucked it up. Not only was there just a lot of like annoying ass messaging in the fucking show that was so poorly written, the show itself was so fucking boring. Even like the scenes where she's in court or being an attorney or whatever were fucking awful. It was terrible. Velma show was ass. Yeah, I watched like 3 episodes and I just never watched it again. It was genuinely bad. Johnny Smalley acts the fool in other countries. I bet he doesn't act like that in America. No, because he knows. He knows if he does that shit in America, he would get shot. I feel like Americans hate him almost more than the Korean people or Japanese people, right? I feel like Americans know if he end up landing in America, he would immediately get jumped. Except they probably wouldn't like let him leave. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, he's been getting jumped in Korea too. They fucking hate his guts. But the reason why I think Americans hate him is because he makes Americans look so bad, right? He's completely tarnishing America's very small reputation right now. And genuinely, American people are just going to wait for him to show up. My issue with Jalen is that she's okay with making jokes about killing Christians and Jews, but the second someone's slightly negative about transgender people, she gets pissy about it. Yeah, also, like, her whole fucking, like, meltdown she had in that Discord call where she called everyone N-words and shit. She's just extremely fucking unstable. And I'm not saying you have to be the most stable person to make commentary videos. Anyone can. But I feel like you have to have somewhat of a head on your shoulders if you're going to make successful commentary videos. And she's just someone who just makes the whole commentary community look like shit. Her, who's a tipster, all these guys need to get the fuck out. Johnny Somali is going to the South Korea in a long time. Sorry, excuse me. Johnny Somali is going to be in South Korea in a long time. Yeah, I think he has an order right now where he can't leave. Excuse me. Which ironic. She-Hulk is actually a good character in the comics if you read her, but she's actually an all right character in the comics. It's just the show gives her a bad reputation. That's what I heard. I was doing a little bit of research before getting into the show, and her comedy, like her jokes, were pretty much up there with Deadpool's, right? Like that's what a lot of people said. She was kind of like the Hulk Deadpool, right? Because she could like break the fourth wall and stuff. But the way they made her character in the show, she was just so fucking unlikable. Right after episode 1, I just didn't like her at all. Right? Like, I did not like her character whatsoever. She was always bitching. She was complaining. She was like a stereotypical wine mom, like always complaining about her dating life and like drinking wine. She was just fucking annoying as a character. And like, don't get me wrong, I think like divisive characters can be good within games and TV shows. But like, when you straight up make your character so fucking unlikable, it just completely turns you off from the next episodes. Because why would you tune in to listen to this brat bitch and complain every step she goes? Right? Like look at I think a show that does it well is Shameless, right? Most characters in that show are annoying, obnoxious, heartless assholes, but they have character growth. They're good, interesting characters, right? Even though you're going to think they're assholes, they have development, they have character arcs. They're good characters, right? But She-Hulk was just an annoying brat throughout the entire fucking show, and that's what pissed me off, and I was like, fuck this show. Like the goal to rant about having to control your anger because you're a woman to the Hulk was fucking the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Right? It's like if you want to put that messaging in, fine. Right? If you want to put that, but be subtle with it, have it integrated into the story. You literally have this bitchy, annoying character ranting to the fucking Hulk about controlling anger. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm playing the first one. Hell yeah. Personality, look / image. Velma was awful. 55 years of great Scooby-Doo content down the toilet. Dude, I know. I'm being someone who's a pretty big fan of Scooby-Doo. I think some of the original Scooby-Doo cartoons still hold up. I don't know what it is. We all have that like one like kryptonite when it comes to entertainment. Scooby-Doo for me just tickles something in my brain when it comes to just watching it. I don't know if it's just past childhood fucking trauma or anything, but I always find the jokes a lot funnier and like I don't know, just back then it used to be a lot more raw with the cartoons and stuff, and it was just fun, right? But of course they had to fuck Scooby-Doo up, right? The problem with Batwoman is that she was canon in the comics. She was supposed to be Bruce Wayne's cousin. The show just focused on her being a lesbian, and she got recast. It was being black. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like instead of them focusing on the fact that she is a female Batman, which is cool, whatever, who gives a fuck, right? I genuinely don't care. They decided to focus on she is a lesbian black woman. I thought this was a show about a Batwoman, not a lesbian black woman pretending to be Batman. That's the issue with a lot of these shows, right? Is they put the whole concept of it first instead of actually putting the whole point of the show first, right? And again, if a lesbian female black Batman wants to be Batman, I don't care. But make it good. Make it good, right? Like that's the thing. Make it just as good as the male Batman. Right. But the issue is they can never pull that off. And if they're so focused on being like, guys, we need more female superheroes, then just stop turning male superheroes into females. Right. I'm cool if they want to introduce a brand new black female superhero. Who gives a fuck? Right. And it's like, that's cool. I would be on board with that as long as it's a good character. Who gives a fuck? But they're always like, yeah, let's just turn like Batman into a black lesbian and make the whole entire show about her being a black lesbian. I just don't understand why these studios just don't want to make money. Is the EDP documentary ever coming out? Honestly, fantastic question. It looks like it's going to be out around April. Okay, and that's from Mike Klum himself. I'm not making speculations. His newest update said that it's probably going to be around April, May, because that's when he's going to be giving his big update, when it's closer to the end of it. But hopefully we get it before the summer because honestly, like, I don't know what's going on. I asked Mike, I messaged him. I said, hey, man, do you need help with anything, right? I messaged him on Twitter. He doesn't really get back to me a lot of the times. He's a busy man. But I messaged him. I said, hey, do you need help with anything? Like, I'm not that skilled in many areas, but I can do stuff with computers, right? So I offered, but he's a busy man. Yes, us Americans hate him. He's an American and makes us look bad on top of that. He's just a complete jackass. I even called it. He's going to get hurt one of these days. Now he's in jail. Yeah. I mean, if he wasn't in jail, he would definitely, I don't know if he would still be walking around. I hope Marvel makes Hulk awesome again because Professor Hulk in the comics was hardcore. Yeah, like that's another thing I want to get into. Professor Hulk fucking sucked in the movies. I don't know why they did him like that when he's so much better in the comic books, right? And like I don't know. It's so fucking well. I think we are getting a World War Hulk, right? That's what was hinted at, right? Like his son at the end of She-Hulk, right? He has what was his name, Blorg or Gorb or whatever. So I think we are going to get a World War Hulk. So hopefully we do get a good Professor Hulk. So I guess we'll see. I think there was, excuse me. I think there was people living abroad trying to save Johnny Somali, trying to get to apologize, wound up in some crossfire because he's a piece of shit. Yeah, Johnny's one of those people who you can't really get redemption for. The guy's a piece of shit. He's a psychopath. He literally said it himself. He only cares about clout and money. So I think the best place for someone like that who is dangerous is to be in a prison cell. Yeah, I remember seeing that meltdown. Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, he's banned from leaving South Korea. Yeah, I heard he got like a whole order out on him or whatever. I just got here, bro. Where can we watch the EDP documentary at? That is a great question. I'm assuming he's going to release it on YouTube. But that's if YouTube's allowing him to keep it up. Again, it's not going to come out anytime soon. I think it's coming out in April. I think it's going to be around April, May, early summer at the most. But I believe it's going to be out on YouTube. I'm sure you could probably find it on his Patreon as well. But worst comes to worst, if YouTube takes it down, I'm sure Mike Klum is going to make an announcement and post it somewhere else. But it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Mike Klum's YouTube channel, hopefully. I don't watch Tipster as much as I used to. I don't either. I heard he stopped doing like the commentary stuff. Hold on, let me look up his channel real quick. Because last time I checked on him, he was doing like Resident Evil content. So I don't know. Is he still doing commentary slop? Because I'd be surprised if he was still doing commentary slop because it wasn't really working for him. It seems like he always made the worst take on anything. The last post he made was 3 days ago saying he's back to making commentary slop. Last time I checked on him, like I said, he's doing a lot of political stuff. He's heavily doing political stuff now. But last time I checked, he was doing the whole fucking Resident Evil thing. He was like giving up commentary and he realized that wasn't really working for him. So now he's doing commentary again. And now it looks like that's not working for him either. He's barely getting any views, but that's just kind of how Tipster is. I mean, I'm not trying to talk shit about Tipster, even though I think he is a fucking annoying ass person in terms of his takes. But like, you have over 100,000 subscribers. You should be getting more than 500 views on videos. Like at 100,000 subscribers, you should be getting at least like 5 to 10K views a video. Like, honestly, I'm not in a position to talk shit because I'm still like in my early stages of my career in terms of viewership and stuff. But like, that's fucking crazy to have 100,000 subscribers and barely get over 1,000 views on some videos. Tipster's a boring man. I never like watching him. Yeah, he's just, I don't know. He just gives shit takes. I mean, and God forbid if there's ever a lolly drama, the dude's definitely going to take the wrong side. Every time I hear about a lolicon situation with the commentary community, he's always like for it. Like, what a fucking weird thing to do, man. And I hate his stupid soundboard. Yeah, I don't really watch his content. I mean, Batwoman is a lesbian in the comics, so it's point fingers and say woke. They actually got a point right there. No, like that's fine. If she's lesbian in the comics, that's cool. But like the thing in the comics, it's probably done respectfully. In the show, it was like every single other thing was her being a lesbian, which is so fucking annoying. Like make a character good. Like that. What that tells to me is that you don't know how to make a good character because you take one character trait of that person and you put it on the full front of the entire fucking show. Oh, she's black and she's a lesbian, so let's make that the entire fucking personality. Show us the actual personality of this person. If she's a lesbian, cool. If she's black, cool. But don't make that her entire fucking personality. That's just called lazy writing. But anyways, that's my rant. Batwoman was so awful that it got canceled after a few episodes. Yeah, it was just a bad show, man. Batwoman being a lesbian isn't the issue. It's her constant bashing men comments that are the issue. Exactly. Like, that's the thing. I'm not against it. I genuinely don't give a fuck where you're putting your dick or where you're putting your little fucking whatever. That's fine. The issue is a lot of these shows just don't know how to write a good gay character. So they have to make the entire character all about being gay, which is just so disrespectful to the character. I was so freaking looking forward to the EDP documentary coming out last summer. I actually messaged my clum. I really wanted to see EDP and Boogie. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've been excited too. I mean, it's been almost a year, and obviously Boogie 2988 saying it was going to be coming out of the summer was a bunch of bullshit. I think that might have been what they were expecting, but obviously my clum has run into various issues throughout the time making this documentary, so I can kind of understand it being delayed. Obviously, it's frustrating because it was supposed to come out last summer. Well, that's what the rumor was, and even then, that was like 4 months away from when we heard about the documentary coming out. But I mean, it's coming out, and it's not like I'm too like crazy about it. I'm excited to see it as much as you guys are. But I mean, he'll take his time. There's other shit coming out. We got some games coming out. We got some other content coming out. So we'll see it when we see it, I guess. What are your thoughts on Fouseytube? Oh man, Fouseytube's a whole thing, man. Like everything when it comes to the mental health side of YouTube, I hope he goes and gets help. And I think like the best thing for Fousey at this point is to stop doing these crazy crash outs online and just throw his fucking camera in a lake, go get help where he needs it, and just really try to find himself. Because as of right now, these public crash outs on the internet are terrible. This is giving me exact Etika vibes, man. And I hate to say that because I think Etika and Fouseytube are way separate people. But man, it's just shitty because like, you know, Fouseytube may be mentally unstable. He may be putting this all on for a show. But at the end of the day, what he really needs to do is just ditch the fucking camera and just go get the help he actually needs. Because being on the internet does not help with a lot of these things. People, you know, the issue with the internet is it attracts a lot of mentally unwell people because you get a lot of like attention on the internet and you feel like you can express yourself. But like when it comes to people like Fouseytube, the internet is only doing worse for him, right? Like that's the thing. He's doing all these public crash outs on the internet, whether it is because he's actually crashing out or he's trying to get attention by doing these like fake clip farms. At the end of the day, all issues point to the internet, right? So if he's is mentally unwell, I just hope he finally realizes that, you know, one day and decides to actually pack everything up and just go get help. Take 2 years off the internet and go get some actual mental help because this is only going to fucking like, you never know what's going to happen with him, right? And that's the shitty thing. So I don't know. That's my opinion on Fouseytube. We all know that he's getting beaten up left and right. That sounds so out of context, though. I'm trying to catch up on messages here. I'm not saying Fouseytube needs to get beat up left and right, but oh my god. I know that the movie should be more different from the comics, but I would kill to have World War Hulk movie. I'll literally have him beat the hell out of everybody. Dude, it would be cool. I think World War Hulk is such an interesting comic book, so we'll see. Like I literally just announced Sentry was going to be in the Thunderbolts and he played such a huge role in stopping the World War Hulk. Like they need to make it happen. Dude, I want to see it happen. I think we should be taking, I think like I've had this discussion every single time we get into superheroes, but I think like genuinely Marvel and DC have so much untapped potential in a lot of these like smaller comic book stories that aren't as well known as like Infinity War and stuff, right? So like honestly, I would love to see a World War Hulk movie. I would love to see a Thunderbolts second movie. I would love to see all this amazing stuff. I'd love to see a lot of this stuff come to head, right? So we'll see. Brother, may I have some oats? May I have some more, please? I mean, I can't complain about Tipster about using sound effects on his videos because I use them too, but moderation is key. Yeah, Rinse, I think Rinse uses them too, but like guys, you guys actually use it in a moderated way, so you're not like overly using it because that can make for a super annoying video or stream. Yo, I'm straight up pissed. Clum still ain't released the damn documentary. It'd be the end of time before we ever get it. I mean, I understand your frustration. Like, I do get it. It's been over a year now. I think we're getting close to a year since it was originally announced. But I mean, my personal opinion, I'm not pissed about it. I'm just like chilling. I don't really care that much. It's not like he fucked off. He's still actively posting updates on Patreon, and I can tell like this is obviously his work, right? I can tell he's really taking his time with this, and I hope he does a good job. I think he still took on way too much work for just him and whatever the small team he has or whatever. But you know, this is going to be his Magnus Opium, right? Or Opa or whatever the fuck. This is going to be his debut pretty much. Like, yeah, he already had his debut with Boogie, but this is probably going to do triple the numbers the Boogie documentary did, right? This is his time to finally get taken seriously within the YouTube community to fix some of the issues he had with the Boogie documentary, right? So, you know, he's going to take his time, and it's fortunate that is. I mean, I'd rather him take his time and make a good documentary than to rush it out just because people want to see it. Dude, how'd you feel about Astrobot winning the Game of the Year? I think it's well deserved. I'm just happy it wasn't the Elden Ring DLC. I would have taken anything over that. Yeah, so my opinions on that is obviously I'm not like salty about it. I never really played the Game of the Year. I watched my brother play a little bit of Metaphor, because I'm a huge fan of like the whatchamacallit, Tensei Mugami stuff. Like I'm a huge fan of whatchamacallit, fuck. That other one just came out in game, Persona. I'm a huge fan of Persona. So personally, I wanted that game to win, to be honest, because I heard so many good things about it and stuff like that. But Astrobot, I heard was also extremely well done. And I think it's kind of like poetic how a game who not a lot of people expected to win Game of the Year won it over, you know, the monkey game Wukong and obviously like Metaphor and Elden Ring and all this other stuff. So, I mean, I'm not upset about it. Personally, I never played it. I never really played any of the top games that they announced. But I mean, good for them. I can understand why people are sore about it because it's not your stereotypical like game award thing that would get released compared to all the other bigger games. But I mean, they did a good job with that thing. It won quite a few awards that night, actually. So, I mean, it's good for them. But me personally, I would like to see Metaphor win, but I'm not going to be too held up on it. That's the beautiful thing about the Game Awards is, you know, every single game you want isn't probably going to win. She's actually a really good character. Excuse me. And they don't even talk about her being a lesbian until you see her with the wife. Same thing with Cam from Marvel. He's gay and he's total badass. Exactly. And the reason why no one complained about it in the comic books is because it was well done in the comic books compared to the show. Fousey loves the internet. He will do anything for views like crashing out. Exactly. And it's just unfortunate because the dude, him and the internet do not match. That's the thing. He's obviously mentally unwell and the internet is not helping him, right? Yeah, that's why I don't post a whole lot of things on my social media that often. Yeah, I mean, same with me. I don't really like, I do YouTube and I like do internet stuff, right? That's obviously part of my whole channel or whatever. But it's like, I try to take breaks from the internet as much as I can because, you know, the internet can actually fuck you up mentally if you stay on it too much, just like anything, right? But I still think EDP is a PDF file and a loser, but he's entertaining and interesting. Yeah, I mean, no matter what we boil it down to is he's still a danger to kids. And that's why I think like a documentary is good in some sort of sense because it's going to show a lot of people how actually insane he is. And I really hope Mike Klum shows that kind of side of EDP where, you know, as entertaining, as charismatic he is and how funny he used to be. I don't really find him funny now, but you know, I'd be lying if I said I didn't used to enjoy his content, is the guy is still fucking really dangerous and he is a fucking massive narcissist that deserves to be called out in every aspect. But that being said, it still would make one hell of an entertaining documentary, right? What's your opinion on Pizza Tower? I don't know what Pizza Tower is. I mean, Johnny Smalley. Oh, yeah, I got you. I'm stoked for the doc because apparently EDP talked about a lot of bad stuff and Mike really grilled him. Again, we'll see, man. I assumed a lot of stuff gets brought up. Like Mike Klum says, he doesn't hold back in this documentary. He also interviews Kayla. He interviews Jidion. So we're definitely going to get a very interesting statement from Kayla upcoming to this documentary. So we'll see, man. I mean, I feel like this documentary could go one of two ways. It can either bring a shit ton of awareness to EDP and he finally gets off the internet for good, or it's going to build EDP a career. We'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, he's still not looking well. I mean, his kidneys are failing him. It's only getting worse. The dude's on his last like steps. So we'll see. Is EAD? I don't know what you mean by that, Stick. Since Wolverine is in the MCU now, we might see Wolverine fight the Hulk. It has to happen. We did see a glimpse of it in Deadpool, though, where we got the comic book where Wolverine fought the Hulk. So maybe we'll see it. I mean, Deadpool 2. Now Deadpool is in the MCU. We'll see. But I feel like no matter what, if Deadpool does enter any sort of MCU movie, the attention's immediately going to be on him, right? Like it works, like Deadpool works so well in his own little like movies and stuff because he like breaks boundaries. It's amazing. I feel like Deadpool would probably piss off a lot of Marvel fans if he did just randomly show up in a very intense moment because that's exactly what Deadpool would do, right? So honestly, I would like to see him in future MCU movies, especially like the ones centered around the mutants. I think that's kind of where his whole grill is, right? But I guess we'll see. I don't think they're gonna have him that much. Him and Wolverine, I don't think are gonna appear that much. But yeah, like I said, they got 2 out of the 3 characters that can be World War Hulk. They got Thor and Sentry. All they need is Ghost Rider. Maybe they could introduce him in the World War Hulk movie. I'm assuming they would. It feels to me that they are building up for a World War Hulk. And I hope they do Thor justice, because Thor has been getting so shit on. He's one of my favorite MCU characters. You know, he's not one of my favorite superheroes in general, but he was one of my favorite MCU like characters within the movies or whatever. So it sucks that they've kind of like taken the piss out of him in the more recent ones. So it'd be cool to see him like kind of get this redemption. Let's be real here, my guys and gals. When the documentary comes out, and it will, EDP is just gonna spit out bullshit, the same typical liar. We'll see, man. We'll see. The thing is, though, I would agree with that, but EDP agreed to do this documentary in the first place. So we'll see. I feel like he is going to talk about it probably. I don't see why he wouldn't, because this is obviously, you know, the biggest thing to come out about EDP in quite some time. And the dude responds to everything. Like KSI, I mean, he responds to everything. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, he agreed to do it. It's his words that are being said. I'm assuming he might put out a Twitter post saying that Mike Klum edited it in a certain way or took him out of context in some of the things. That's my prediction, but again, we'll see, man. The thing is that Fousey just keeps using his mental health as an excuse to justify his actions. Yeah, that's what, unfortunately, a lot of these mentally unhealthy people do, is they do actually have mental health issues, and they feel like they can use that to justify it. Oh, I'm actually mentally unwell, which may be true. You might be mentally unwell. I'm assuming you are, because you're doing this. But that still doesn't justify what you're doing. A lot of people are mentally unwell. That still doesn't give them a barrier to do what they do. At the end of the day, Fousey just needs to get off the fucking internet at this point. Like, the dude's, he's eventually going to do something that I'm not sure what he's going to do, but he's going to do something. So many DC Marvel potential. Fantastic Four, Doom, The Question, Mr. Miracle, Darkseid. Exact. Yo, dude, there's so much untapped potential. Yo, what up, Destructor? How you doing, brother? Wait, can you catch me up? Is the EDP documentary still happening or no? It is still happening. It hasn't been canceled. For what we know, it's going to be coming out probably somewhere in April or May. That's what Mike Klum has planned out. He kind of gave us a future roadmap of updates. So he says he's going to update us next month and month after and the month after. So given that, it's probably not going to come out till May or April. So it's still coming out. It's still coming out. EDP should be in, should stay with P. Diddy in jail. I mean, that's what we all hope, man. Oh, Plubius, off topic. Have you ever played a game called El Paso Elsewhere? It's a Max Payne styled game, recommended if you dig vampires and fast-paced combat. I've seen someone play it. I forget who, but I remember watching someone play it. And it's pretty good because you can like jump to the side, right? It's an indie game, right? I think I watched Uberhacks or Novo play it. It's long though, I'm pretty sure, right? Have you seen Astro Boy? I watched the old, well, not the old, but like I watched when that one anime movie comes out. That was, dude, that must have been years ago. But I'm not really the biggest fan of like the Astro Boy stuff. Also, EDP and Jared Fogle should be a couple together. Oh God, man. Thing is, though, I think they're both like got different styles of women, or I guess, or not women. I guess you could say it that way. I mean, it's obvious why the documentary hasn't dropped yet, because EDP's story just keeps going and going. Like, EDP always has drawn attention to himself, which is why the doc is taking long. I mean, I don't think that's the case. I think like he kind of has everything he wants. I think, you know, everything from this point on is just editing. I don't think like he's taking every 2 seconds to update it. You know, with new news coming out, I think he's genuinely just trying to catch up, because he does do a lot of like interviews. He interviews a lot of people, and you know, having to put that all in a single like hour documentary is an extremely difficult task, because he needs to, first of all, have an overall story arc. He has to have characters in it, right? It's entertainment. He has to make it as informative. He needs to make it entertaining as well, right? Did you see Gladiator 2? I have not. I haven't even seen Gladiator 1, which is probably going to get me roasted. But you know, imagine dedicating your life to the internet 24/7. Sad life, because reality becomes so blurred in more ways than one. Yeah, exactly. I think like the internet can be a very useful tool. I think you can find a lot of stuff you want on the internet. But I feel like people who like wake up at 9 a.m. in the morning and fucking go on Twitter till fucking 10 p.m. where they finally go to sleep, that's going to fuck you up mentally, right? Like, no matter like how sane you think you are, if you're spending your whole entire existence on the internet, that's not healthy at all. You need to go out, smell some roses, because the internet is such a bad representation of people in general, right? But anyways, that's just my opinion. But we need a Hulk game. That one from 2008 was poor copy and paste version, the Ultimate Destructor. Dude, I remember one being super good. I don't remember which one, but I remember one where me and my friend were just like in an open world playing as Hulk, and we would just like throw people into the water. Like, we would just like chuck people into the water. Anyways, interesting. So can you catch me up on the documentary? Oh, yeah, for sure. So EDP documentary is still happening. It's still happening. Mike Klum did post an update a few weeks back. I think I did a video talking about it. And essentially, he gave us an update saying that the documentary is still going and that it'll be probably released around April or May. So beginning of summer or towards the end of spring, it's going to be happening. So it's still going to happen. I hope it's going to be good. I mean, we'll see. He also gives a lot more updates on like the editing process and everything like that. But it's looking good. I mean, it's on its way. It is genuinely on its way. So I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited. But yeah, that's pretty much where we are. I always thought he was kind of strange before he got exposed for what he did. Case in point, he mentioned the whole stole woman's bra. Yeah, he's always like the signs have always kind of been there. Signs have already been there. Like it's just, I mean, you obviously can't say he is before the sting because you couldn't like really prove it. I don't condone people just calling people predators, but like he was very weird, and a lot of people find his humor good. That's because he's being honest, right? Every time he jokes about something, he's being dead ass, right? A lot of the times when he makes these jokes or these raunchy stories, they're probably true. And I feel like that just goes to show that he's kind of like mentally ill or he's got something wrong with his brain. Till he's 90. Dude, I'm just going to say it right now. Wolverine has lost every single fight to the Hulk, at least that I know of in every single comic book. Wolverine's a badass, but he really is no match for the Hulk. You got to understand, the Hulk is basically a fucking nuclear bomb. As strong as Wolverine is, I mean, it's a fucking nuke. It's a physical, it's not even like the nuke that he survived in that one movie where it got dropped on Japan. What was it? Wolverine versus what? Silver Samurai or whatever the fuck. Like, he survived that, right? But like, Hulk is a physical manifestation of a nuke. Remember Hulk versus Wolverine? I do. I never read the comic books, though, that was Hulk versus Wolverine, but I remember seeing the Deadpool cartoon or the single Deadpool cartoon where it was Deadpool and Hulk versus Wolverine or Wolverine and Deadpool versus Hulk or whatever. That shit went hard, dude. Honestly, EDP445 and Jared Fogle should be in the same cell and end up as a gay couple together after the whole things they did. Oh, man, if we lived in a perfect world. In Wolverine's first introduction, he fought the Hulk. I'm pretty sure he was even supposed to be a Hulk villain. So these two have a lot of history together, but Wolverine will never beat the Hulk logically. I mean, there is still ways to beat the Hulk, right? Like even the Scarlet Witch or she like fucked up the Hulk, right? Like the Hulk isn't invincible. There is ways to exploit him, especially him being Bruce Banner as well. But you know, it's one of those things where it's like you have someone who literally can't really die. He has an insane healing factor and adamantium claws versus a literal manifestation of a fucking nuclear bomb that only gets stronger the more angry he gets. And I think, you know, Wolverine's little steak cutters are probably just going to keep pissing him off more. So, you know, like, does anybody see what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, man. Unfortunately, though, that's probably not going to happen. But I do agree with Thor being underused and being turned into a joke in the MCU. Yeah, it just sucks, man. Just sucks what they did to my boy Thor, especially that most recent Thor movie was so bad. I really wanted to enjoy it, but people are still defending Diddy. I mean, people are going to defend anybody, right? Yeah, it's an indie game now. Yeah, I watched Braxton Nova play it. It looked pretty good. I've been getting out of the house more frequently. Yeah, I think everyone should be out of the house for at least like a couple hours a day. You know, at least do an hour. Like, let's say it's your day off, just go sit outside for a bit. I know it's colder out, but like, I think it's just really important for your mental health to just not be on the internet 24/7. You know, because I see a lot of these people who are addicted to the internet and just constantly have to be on the internet 24/7, whether that be Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, social media. That's going to warp your whole entire view of reality, and it's going to fuck you up. It happens every single time, man. I know so many people who are just straight up addicted to the internet, and it fucks them up. Lucas, hi, brother. What's going on, man? What's going on? It's a shame the Avengers game was so garbage. We deserve a good Avengers game. Yeah, I remember watching it when it came out because I was kind of interested in it, just knowing like the whole aspect of it. And honestly, it was just not very good. I thought the characters were pretty well done, but man, was it just like a lackluster game. Right. But then now we have the Marvel's what was it? Marvel Rivals, which is pretty fucking good. I'm actually like, I'm not even trying to like glaze. It's not like, oh, the stream sponsored by Marvel Rivals. It's actually a pretty fun game. It's pretty good. It's more balanced than Overwatch. So are you thinking about keeping the stream up? I probably will, just because I haven't streamed in over a month and I don't do these streams often. So I'll probably keep it up. We haven't said anything crazy. The Wolverine is what you're referring to. The one where it's set in Japan. Yeah, exactly. That one was actually pretty good. Does Mike mention Jidion? Yeah, he does. He does interview Jidion. I know that for a fact. I'm not spoiling anything. He does interview Jidion at one point. He also interviews what's his name? He interviews Czech Goldstein as well. So we'll see. He asked some questions about the sting operation. So we'll see what happens. And then Kayla, listen, I shouldn't be saying this. Okay, guys, this is how you know I treat you well. Kayla says some stuff about Jidion and the sting operation. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Kayla does bring up some stuff when it comes to Jidion. Okay, so we'll see what happens. I don't even think that's a spoiler. I think she's talked about it publicly as well. But yeah, she says some stuff about Jidion in the documentary. So I'm hoping Mike Klum keeps it in, because I think it's important to be brought to light, and I hope he like cross-examines Jidion's story versus Kayla's story. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But that's what I heard. I heard Kayla's going to be. Wait, why am I saying it like I made a whole video talking about this. So we'll see. What do you think about Darkside Phil, aka DSP Gaming? I don't really care much for those lolcows. I mean, he was doing lolcow, right, for a bit, and then he was fired. Personally, don't really care. I see videos of him begging all the time. I just like negative people like that. I don't normally look into that much, just because I personally don't have much of a care for it. But yeah. What do you think of Dick Van Dyke turning 100 years next year? Hell yeah, man. I mean, I think that's all of our goals, to at least make it to 100, right? I mean, some of us want to go a lot younger than others, but dude, Hulk is worse than a nuke. He has broken planets fighting the Red She-Hulk. It's even been stated that he has potential to be a universal threat. Yeah. I mean, even the MCUs, they talk about how like dangerous the Hulk is. Plubius, is there an off chance Philippe is going to be in the documentary or no? That I actually don't know. He might be in the documentary. I actually don't know if Philippe is going to be in it. I would be extremely shocked if Mike Klum somehow got Philippe in the documentary, because I think that would add a whole extra layer for someone who knows EDP personally to be talking about EDP. I think that would be interesting. But from what I know it's confirmed that Jidion is going to be in it. Kayla's going to be in it. I believe, what's his name? That other dude who does a lot of EDP content, who recently just retired. Forget his name. He's going to be in it. EDP is obviously going to be in it. So I would be surprised if Philippe was in it, but I'm not going to say he's not, because I actually don't know. Having been a porn addict and sober for 9 months, I'm proud to announce I'm feeling at least better and able to function. I'm super happy to be able to function like a normal person. Yeah, I heard when people give up, like being celibate or whatever, I heard they start feeling more control of their life. They feel like they're not as burdened by something. But I feel like a lot of people are just scared to make that step, because it becomes such a normal habit within our day-to-day lives. And it's associated a lot with de-stressing. So it is very difficult, but I mean, mad respects to anyone who decides to, you know, put away the old hub or whatever they watch and really try to do that whole like journey of stop gooning, I guess, or the anti-gooning journey or whatever. So big props to you, Duke, honestly, man. I feel like Deadpool will get too goofy and silly to the point where it can be a little too much, kind of like Robert Englund's version of Freddy Krueger. Yeah, and like the thing is though, Deadpool has a way to be goofy, but he also is extremely serious when the time calls for it, right? Like just look at the threat that was in the Deadpool 3, right? It was a world-ending threat, but it still felt serious. It still felt like to the point. But that was because he had a supporting cast member like Wolverine. Imagine at the end of like, I don't know, Secret War or whatever, where Deadpool just shows up and goes, "What's up, guys? So fuck you, Marvel," or whatever, and just starts spewing his thing. It's going to kind of like take a lot of people out of the moment, right? Because Deadpool has the capabilities of like completely pulling people out of like whatever they're into, right? Like I'm not a power scaler, but the Incredible Hulk is outversal. Sorry, excuse me. Versal, which is a step below Boundless, which is the highest tier of the power scaling. Yeah. But they're not going to show it though. He's too strong. They literally didn't even have him in Civil War because of how powerful he was. I forgot about Philippe. What are he up to now? I'm not sure, man. I know he cut ties with EDP and he like got a huge bunch of like whatchamacallit shit from EDP. Jidion fans will be mad at the EDP doc. Just look at my videos on him. I mean, Destructor, you're preaching to the choir, man. I know all about the Jidion hate, man. You bring up any sort of evidence or actual viable proof or an actual good moral argument, the fanboys still attack you, which is part of his whole grifting thing, man. Grift over to Christianity. Those guys will protect you, right? Christian's going to protect who they think are Christians. Then he's going to move over to Predator catches. So obviously the anti-Predator group of people are going to protect him. Like he knows what he's doing. He's trying to get the most protection he can. Because let's be honest, when this documentary does come out, and if Mike Klum does leave the Kayla part in, he's probably going to get in a lot of shit. I mean, I know Kayla's going to get in a lot of shit because people don't trust her. But if what she's saying is true and she has evidence and can really prove what happened during the sting operation, I think Jidion's going to get in a lot of shit. Free the sausages. What the fuck does that even mean? EDP should have made a video giving his opinion on Minilad, since a good evening Twitter meme with Bane in it was featured in Minilad's meme stream 5 videos ago, or 5 video. I just went to Destructor's Jidion video and looked at the newest first. Yeah, it's just, dude, it's a fucking cesspool, man. Boogie was doing lolcow, not DSP. I swear DSP was also in the lolcow, though, right? I think it was Boogie, DSP, and Wings. No? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Sammy V, new viewer here, by the way. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. We're just having a little chat. My streams are extremely unorganized, so I'll have a base topic of like the documentary or whatever's going on YouTube, but then we'll randomly talk about Marvel or really anything. So yeah, this is like the epitome of an ADHD stream. So, but welcome. I'm glad you're here. Pluvius, you heard of the Jeff Nippard drama with Mike Van Wyck? I have not. Hey, Destructor, I don't know if you've ever made a video on EDP's apology. If so, I'd like to see your thoughts on it if you haven't it on your channel. Should EDP give his opinion on Minilad? Maybe. I don't know. I think like EDP's opinion is kind of like void at this point. Like I know he tried doing the whole like whatchamacallit? He tried calling out Chris Tyson like years ago. So he might give his opinion on it. I don't think he should because I don't really care what EDP has to say, but yeah, I don't care about DSP either. I just can't stand the fact that he calls people broke, yet begs people for money. That's broke behavior. That's lolcow behavior. That ain't broke behavior. That's lolcow behavior. What's your opinion on Minilad? My opinion on Minilad is I think he should leave the internet. I mean, the issue with Minilad here is his apology was so bad, and like he tried coming back with literally no remorse. You know, and the fact that he's still on YouTube is kind of ridiculous because I don't know how much you guys know about the Minilad stuff, but he was extremely manipulative in how he went after these victims, which is bad, obviously. But, you know, I don't know. I just don't think he should be on the internet. I've talked about Minilad in the past, but I don't think. How come my messages aren't being read? I just read it there. Factual checked. Fact checked. Fist bump. Just came here to pick up a cupcake. Yeah, I don't watch porn like I used to. I will watch it every now and then, but I try to avoid it every day. Yeah, it's one of those difficult things where it's like you feel like you need to like stop, but it's like it's so hard because it becomes such a normal routine of everyone's life, right? Like from a young age, you get told that this is normal and that you should be doing it or whatever, and it's like it just I don't know. It's been proven that it like changes the chemistry of your brain, which doesn't sound great to me. So, but yeah, it's definitely tough, man. It is tough. You just gotta like slowly start doing it less, like. Instead of gooning like 6 times a day, maybe just like twice, and just like slowly start doing it less and start becoming like less reliable on it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. He's behind on chat. Yeah, I try to catch up. It's kind of difficult because I don't have like constant chat being played. I have to scroll through manually because that's just how StreamYard is. So like it's not just constant chat. It's like I actually have to scroll myself and click on every single one instead of it just popping up with a button, which is something I hope I can change when I eventually get an Elgato and I can actually stream more legitimately. Some of them attacked me on my new video, and also thanks for screenshots, Pluvius. It was a big help. Yeah, no problem, man. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, Jidion's fan base is kind of, well, you gotta understand it's mostly kids, right? That's what you got. When you go after people who have mostly children as their fan base, you're gonna get a lot of dumb people in your comment section, and that's why I've kind of learned is to not see these as people and just see them as dumb sheep who just follow anything. And that's like something you just gotta understand being a commentary channel is you're gonna get a lot of dumb people coming to your channel and commenting dumb shit in defense of their favorite YouTuber. I mean, it happens all the time. Sorry, excuse me. But I don't know. I mean, I respect you for trying to go after Jidion because it needs to happen. But honestly, your video is going to age like wine once the documentary comes out. And hopefully, and this all relies on Mike Klum actually releasing the part that Kayla talks about, because Kayla does get into the whole sting operation and how she was treated. So hopefully he keeps that in. I don't see why he wouldn't, because that's good TV, right? That's good TV. Some drama. So I hope he does leave it in. And if that's the case, then our videos, Destructor, are going to age so well. So well. Also, shockingly, Minilad had way more subs than Cryotic. Yeah, Cryotic was one of those situations where he kind of just died off and not many people knew about him. He was big only because of like PewDiePie and shit. So he like died off. But the thing with Minilad is he was still a very active person when he got caught, right? He's still very active. Is he still active to this day? I don't think he is, but he was very active for a while after the shit happened. And he tried playing it off like nothing happened. And he was like literally ignoring donations. Destructor is close to 1K. Yeah, honestly, big W's for Destructor, man. He is coming up. He's going to be at 1,000 subs before we know it, which is insane. I think like all of us have been growing at such an insane rate, especially Rinse. Like Rinse has gone like almost 1,000 subs in the last month, which is fucking insane, right? So it's cool that we're all finally getting some like recognition in the commentary community. But yeah, as somebody who is somewhat religious, Jidion is a clown. Like he literally said no more pranks, made a promise to God, and no more pranks. And what did he do a couple months later? Here's the thing about that, because people are like, oh, I didn't know it was against religion to do pranks. It's not technically against religion, depending on how you look at religion and what kind of Bible you follow or whatever. But the issue I have with Jidion is he made this massive, bold statement that he was turning his life to God. He went and started his Jidion YouTube channel, right? He was preaching about God. He was saying how bad it was to do pranks and how, he felt like it wasn't in him to do it. And then he made this massive statement and deleted all his videos or whatever. And then like literally a year later or 2 years later, he re-uploaded some of his more popular prank videos. He's now doing creep catches, right? He's and by the way, it's not like I'm against creep catches, but in the eyes of the Lord, you should not be judging anyone. The only person who can judge people is God. And you're over here making spectacles of these predators, right? And trying to make entertainment out of it. And I don't necessarily know if God would agree with that. So that's just my personal opinion on it. I mean, obviously, Jidion's going to do what he wants, but I am still to this day saying that Jidion is a fake Christian. He is a massively fake Christian, and it's very apparent. I think anyone with two eyes and a normal understanding of life would understand that he is a massive fucking fraud, and I still stand by that to this day. But yeah, DSP refused to be on lockout. Okay, I heard something about that. I just wasn't sure because I don't watch lockout. DSP was offered 50K on lockout, but he declined. Dude, that's actually massive W, Tim, because I feel like anyone who goes on lolcow is a massive fucking retard. But both Minilad and are both pieces of trash that need to be banned. Facts. I've heard that Minilad server. Sorry, excuse me. I've heard that there's a Minilad server, but I'm not going to join since I don't know if I'd feel comfortable by it. Yeah, you never know what's going to be on those servers. And even me, even like reporting on a certain YouTuber, I'm scared to go into a lot of like YouTube or Discord servers because you never know what you're going to find in those. EDP is like that one dude who thinks a calculator is a remote controller. Hey man, I actually took some personal offense to that because that hit me a couple times. Okay, let me explain myself. I used to have a calculator that looked kind of like a controller. It was one of those like long, skinny ones, and we also had one of those big brick TVs when I was a kid. So the controllers look very similar, right? Like the calculator or whatever. And there was a couple times where I used the calculator thinking it was the remote. So hey man, you better watch what you're saying. But no, I get it. Chaotic is another groomer, but Craig, for some reason, had more subs than him. Yeah. I mean, Chaotic, though, wasn't like really that well known. I mean, he was a massive groomer. Don't get me wrong. He got caught. But yo, what up, AC Gaming? What's going on? I'll give you a look. Thanks. I feel like EDP would be kind of, sorry, excuse me. I think EDP would be kind to Greg if he knows that he's a groomer that got exposed. But before that, he reached to a good evening Twitter meme with Bane in it in his meme Stream 5 videos. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about EDP is he also defended Gooby. So, I feel like EDP will defend other predators. Porn should be banned and illegal if I discovered it at 10 and trying to stop. I'm doing they right now. Yeah, it's just you get so like desensitized to it at such a young age because it's kind of in everything, right? Like YouTube back in the day used to have porn on it. Like it's hard to stay away from it because everyone talks about it, right? But it is what it is. I mean, obviously it sucks. I don't think it's ever become illegal because I don't think you can do that, and I think there's going to be riots if you do try to make porn illegal. It's kind of one of those things where we already set our bed, now we kind of have to lay in it. But I do think it is a serious problem that does need to be talked about a lot more because I don't think people understand the severity of having a crippling porn addiction. I mean, you see it on Twitter where people are openly posting like straight up porn all the time on Twitter 24/7, or they're like commenting on OnlyFans girls' posts saying like, yeah, mommy, goth mommy. It's like, go outside, touch some grass, try not to choke your chicken for one day. But hey, man, people are going to have their own things, right? Jidion fans are really ghetto, to be honest. They're just dumb, man. They're just dumb. They can't critically think about things, right? Like that's the thing. They can't think about something because they're so like, I don't know. Jidion's got them on a whip somehow. I don't know, man. Jidion's fan equal retarded. I mean, what do you expect? The flock follows the shepherd. Anybody actually watch the garbage on EDP's channel? And if so, please tell me, is this reality? I mean, I don't really watch his videos. I only tune into the ones that I think I'm actually going to make a video on. But yeah, his videos are normally shit. I mean, his most recent one is him bitching about how his Instagram got banned. He's like, guys, I made another Instagram because the no-life pussies over at Instagram finally banned my video or banned my channel. Blah, 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 blah. And he disabled the comments too because he knows people are going to be dogging on him. So he made another one. Yeah, man. Minilad not only made a garbage apology, but he deleted the tweet where he admitted to sending inappropriate pictures to underage girls in order to sweep it under the rug. Yeah, I covered that on my old channel. Unfortunately, that's gone. I did a pretty actually extensive video talking about the Minilad stuff and how he like made a really bad apology, said he was in a dark place, blamed it on his mental health, which is, I think, one of the dumbest things you can do when you get caught in a situation like this, to be like, guys, I was in a dark place. It's like, shut the fuck up. No, you weren't. I don't care how dark of a place this is. You don't just like groom minors just because you were in a depressing state. Shut the fuck up. That depression doesn't make you groom people. Dude, pornography will rot your brain. Trust me, it's degenerate compared to what's normal people do. And I've been trying to stop since I've been going to church, and it's hard, but I've been going for months. Yeah, it's difficult, man. It's difficult. Unsubscribe from your feed, YouTuber. You donate money to EDP. Yeah, I was kind of looking into the stuff. I was gonna talk about it, and I still might. I think he's coming from kind of a genuine place where he does want to see EDP like get better, but I feel like his feelings towards EDP, like him as a content creator, is blinding the actual situation here. EDP not only got caught once, he got caught twice, as far as we know. He has also proven time and time again how he is not willing to take any sort of responsibility for what he did. Yet this Your Feed YouTube guy, for some reason, sees the good in EDP, which I don't know why. EDP has proved time and time again why you shouldn't, and how he's one of these individuals who only deserves a jail cell at this point or something else. But like, that's the huge thing is Your Feed YouTube donating to money to EDP really put out a statement that you respect EDP, or you're, fully on board with him coming back to YouTube, which I can't get with. I think that is extremely irresponsible as a content creator. You have a lot of people who look up to you as a content creator, and you're giving them the wrong message, thinking that EDP is a changed individual or he's a good guy when he's not. And I think these emotions and these feelings are being used in the wrong way. And I don't necessarily blame him that much because I feel like he is genuinely trying to see the good in him. But like I said, I know he used to be a fan of EDP. His videos, he clearly is still enjoying EDP's content. And I think that is definitely swaying his opinion to make really stupid statements online about EDP. But yeah, that's just my statement. That's my statement. Now he's going to clip it and make a 20-minute video shitting on me. That's just my personal opinion. Can't wait to hit 1K. I have a big documentary on a person. Hell yeah, man. Honestly, it's going to come sooner or later, so it's coming. I watch it at least once a month, but yeah, it's very rare to find me to watch it every day. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's a tough thing to try to get rid of. What's the next Silent Hill you think is going to be remade? Personally, it's either 3 or the first one. I'd like to see what's it called? I'd like to see 3 get made. Yeah, I would agree with that. Maybe Silent Hill, maybe one of the smaller ones that gets sidetracked a lot. I would like to see that one get made. But my method of calming myself down is listening to video game music. Yeah, dude. I just play video games usually if I'm feeling like stressed out or anything. Also, what's your opinion on Goose Boost's video on groomers, since it was one of the popular videos that made groomers known after other videos? I haven't seen his video, unfortunately, so I don't really have an opinion on it. I mean, that there's a Minilad fan server. Oh, yeah. CP is illegal. Yeah, it is. Dude, it's very much illegal. I don't know why people say it's not illegal. It's very much illegal. When I reach 1K, oh, sorry, that was a personal message. It's Adam22, Cornstar. Is it Adam22? Yeah, he's an OnlyFans Cornstar. Yeah, he lets other people bone his wife. So yeah, he is one. I also heard those allegations towards him with a 16-year-old, but again, these are allegations. I'm not sure if they're factually true, but John Bob was sadly a case of someone finding porn as a minor and then becoming a groomer because of it. Same with Noda. Why couldn't they ask their family and friends to get them to therapy. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a therapist. I'm not like too like knowledgeable when it comes to the brain of predators or anything like that. But I feel like in a lot of these cases, porn is kind of a problem, and most of these guys who do become groomers are massive addicts to it, and I don't know, it either changes their brain or they become so engulfed by it that they want to try something new and they end up going for something that's bad. I don't know, man. It's hard to explain because it's like I'm not like super knowledgeable about it, but I know there are adult videos on Twitter, which is why I try to avoid it. There's lots, man. There's lots. It's hard not to find that stuff on Twitter. It's kind of insane. I mean, I live in Florida, and they did have a massive pornography ban and made it hard to watch it. Yeah, I can understand like Google trying to make it hard for people to find it, but unfortunately, it's one of those things that has been so instruct in our society that I don't think they're ever gonna. It's kind of like alcohol, where it's like good luck trying to ban alcohol, right? I noted if you disable comments and you know people are gonna roast the fuck at you, what else doesn't you prove you're a pussy? Yeah. That's what EDP does, man. He leaves comments on most of the videos that he thinks people are going to agree with. And then the video he posts where he knows he's going to get roasted or people are going to bring up concerns, he disables comments. It happens every single time. Pretty sure we've all been in a dark place, but we're not talking to kids. Well, yeah, exactly. It's like they're trying to prove it by saying, oh, I was in a dark place, as if we don't all go through our own slumps. That's part of living, right? That's not an excuse. You know, going through a dark place doesn't make me gay. Going through a dark place doesn't make me all of a sudden like grandmas or something like that, right? You already have a sexual preference before you go into that dark place, right? And obviously stress and being depressed might push you to act on those urges a lot more actively. But, you know, you don't hear of someone who wasn't attracted to children all of a sudden become attracted to children just because they get depressed. That's such a bullshit excuse. Video called SFW artist doing not safe for work artist doing SFW is literally John, Bob, and Notive in a nutshell. If the creators of the video made a part where said SFW turned not safe for work artist grooms someone, oh Jesus Christ. Maybe your feed YouTube wants to see EDP's redemption arc. I understand that. The issue is there's no redemption arc, right? Like, at what point do you just stop giving this guy your support? Like, it's one thing to be like actively trying to support him online. It's another thing to actually physically pay the man and donate to him on his new YouTube channel, knowing damn well that he just groomed another 15-year-old not too long ago. Right? It's just absolutely insane. How many second chances do you give someone before you just start genuinely supporting a predator? I just don't get where he's trying to come from, because I've watched his videos and it seems like he's very supportive, or at least very acknowledgeable about EDP trying to get better. And it's like, he's just not going to get better. It's at the end of the day, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. He's not going to get better. And we've seen that time and time again. Like, people just need to stop giving EDP the benefit of doubt and start looking at it from a realistic lens, right? The only thing he needs at this point is a jail cell. He's a danger. And it's been proven time and time again. I feel like in your feed YouTube's situation is he's heavily blinded by the reality of it because he likes EDP. And I think that is so dumb, because you're no better than the EDP fanboys at this point then. Not all are like that still. John, Bob, and Noah, for examples. 3 years ago, I was in a dark place, but here's the fun fact. I got into fan fiction, started to write my own novel, and pursue archery. Yeah, like, if you're in a dark place, you pick up hobbies. You pick up things to keep yourself busy, right? You pull yourself out of it. You don't just go groom a minor. Like, that's not how a dark place works. And they talk to us as if we haven't been in this quote-unquote place. I've never played the Silent Hill games. Honestly, you should. They're so fucking good. Did they even remake Silent Hill 1? I don't think they did. I think they just hopped right into Silent Hill 2. Because I don't think many people were like that. I don't think Silent Hill 1 was like that popular. If I'm having a bad day, I just play Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I mean, if I have a bad day, I just hop on a video game. If I have a bad day, I just go visit my family. If I'm having a bad day, I just make a food that I want, or I'll go order food, right? It's people have different coping mechanisms, and it's not an excuse to do something rational or irrational. If I'm having a bad day, I actually work on my novels. Exactly. Like, people have hobbies. People have hobbies. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of banning anything. I mean, there are extreme cases where some stuff should objectively be illegal and banned, such as the CP. Yeah, I mean, my point is I'm a very free person. I think we shouldn't really restrict people of anything. Well, in certain cases, obviously, yes. But like with porn or whatever, I just see it as a losing battle. Like I understand the issue with porn and like how bad it is for especially younger kids. But the thing is, though, trying to outlaw porn is going to be like trying to get rid of alcohol. It's just you can't at this point. But what can happen is more conversations need to happen around the addiction. And I think a lot of parents need to talk to their kids about this stuff before they find it on the internet and just explain to them, right? It's one of those awkward situations when you're an adult to deal with your kid, but it's better you explain what it is before they actually decide to look it up on the internet and be shocked what they find, right? I think parents need to explain the dangers of this kind of stuff, right? Also, Joshua Block or Jason Iltzer, aka Mr. Bass, mentioned Adam22 for some reason, but I don't know why they mentioned him. Also, Jason has allegations of him being a pedophile or a groomer, but there hasn't been. Yeah. Publius, they did ban alcohol. It didn't end well. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Is banning alcohol, and that was a long time ago too, right? That was during like the Great Depression or the Depression or the recess or whatever. Is people end up just making illegal alcohol, right? People, if the porn industry collapsed, people are just going to make their own porn and sell it, right? It's still going to be around, right? Proof, but he's a creep. What do you think of that OnlyFans models that recently slept with 100 guys in a day for a world record? I think it's just so fucking stupid, man. Like this is the exact reason the Hawk Tua girl was popular. It's just be a whore, right? Be a slut, whatever. Be a whore. Be online and be a whore. Then proceed to do something that is obviously going to be talked about, and then play the victim after. It's so fucking stupid. Dude, we're so dumb as a society. I just don't even know what to explain it. Like you could have went out and got an education, right? You could have went and became something beautiful, but instead you decide to let 100 guys run a train on you, one after another, for clout, for money. It's just kind of depressing how people do this, man. It genuinely is. It's kind of depressing. If you want to be an OnlyFan thought, go ahead. But when your kid ends up getting bullied at school, you got to be the parent and have to deal with it. Because God forbid, if I'm at school and someone pulls up a picture of my mom thoughting it up on the internet, I'm not even gonna say what I'm gonna do, but yes, it's not great. I feel like personally, I don't think people should be whoring themselves online. I think they should have more dignity for themselves. But again, I'm not stopping anyone. Why isn't EDP445 in jail? Genuinely, I don't know, man. I genuinely don't know how he's not in jail. I don't know, dude. It's a hard topic to talk about because I genuinely don't know why he's not arrested yet. As far as I'm concerned, the investigation is still ongoing. I genuinely don't know why the fuck they're taking this long. I talked about it like a year ago, saying, "Oh, it takes time." It's been over like a year and a half since Kayla filed a police report and the FBI got involved, and nothing has happened of it, which is not a good sign. But I mean, there could be numerous amount of things that got in the way, right? Redemption arc, my ass. I told you that Trump pardoned EDP. I don't think Trump pardoned EDP though. Why the fuck would Trump care about pardoning EDP? That just genuinely doesn't make sense. Why would Trump pardon EDP? He wasn't even arrested though. That's the thing. Can you pardon someone on just charges? I don't think so. I think the police doesn't know where he lives. They might. I mean, I'm assume they know everything about EDP. They're the fucking FBI. I just don't know like why they haven't arrested him yet. I don't think he's on the run. Right? I don't know. He obviously has somewhere to stay since he's posting pretty regularly. What redemption does EDP have? None. There's no redemption, right? Like a redemption makes it seem like they're on some sort of like journey to like earn back their old respect. EDP has done nothing to show that he earns his respect back. He hasn't even proven that he deserves to be back on YouTube. There's no redemption arc. The dude has done nothing and then just decided to slither his way on the internet, and people are calling it a redemption arc. There's literally no redemption arc happening here. I don't know why people are giving him like the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? And like, again, I wouldn't be that upset about your feed YouTube or whatever the fuck his name is, but he donated to him to show his support. Don't do that, right? It's your money. Do whatever the fuck you want. But then you're going to have people like me now looking at you. I don't know, dude. It's fucking stupid. Doesn't EDP suffer from loneliness? That's not the only thing he suffers from. He suffers from many things. What's up, motherfuckers? It's your boy, Edp445, and today I wanted to prove I'm not a disgrace to the human race. Yeah, dude, we'll wait till that video comes out. The safe for work artist doing not safe for work artist doing safe for work videos doesn't have doesn't have a part like that, but it shows that people could Google over safe for work artists doing not safe for work, but not safe for work artists doing safe for work. It's is something they wouldn't all go over, which is accurate. Cam, did you hear about the Octua scam coin? I did, and there's a video on my YouTube channel. I posted it like 4 days ago or 5 days ago. Face it, we are all screwed 2025. Dr. people like Logan Paul, they all got away with supporting Trump 2025. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a weird year we live in, man. Excuse me. Oh my God, I'm so burpy today. If I'm in a dark place, I either play piano or go for a walk. Yeah, I mean, we all have our own copes, right? And it's just, I don't know, it's just dumb to try to excuse it. I understand being attracted to children. How can anyone find them attractive? They're mini humans. It's weird. Yeah, dude. It's just, that's like just trying to understand why people are attracted to animals. It's just, you genuinely can't really wrap your head around it. It's like, why do thieves steal? Well, I understand why thieves steal because they want money, but like, why do murderers murder, right? It's just, it's hard to understand why they do it. And it's better not to understand because you genuinely can't at the end of the day. Brandstar, EDP, don't fear anything, I guess. And YouTube, love the guy. Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like YouTube has a soft spot for some reason. They could have added a part and said safe for work artists, whoever it is that turned into not safe for work artists, turning into a groomer like John Bob and Notive, which would be more accurate if they ever did. Yeah, it's just, you can tell from like going from like safe for work content to like not safe for work content, that slow decline into becoming more and more of a gooner. Honestly, it's pretty accurate how it could lead to you doing something like grooming a minor or something like that. 3 years ago, I was in a dark place and I started hitting the gym, began to lose weight and still felt great. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's not an excuse for these people to say I was in a dark place, because for whatever reason, all these YouTubers like to say it. And I doubt EDP was in a dark fucking place. He was at the prime of his YouTube channel. I don't even buy that excuse. What the fuck is he talking about? Were you in a dark place before it happened? Were you in a dark place when the Kayla situation happened? Are you currently in a dark place? Because you give off the impression that you're living life. You actually said thank you for this to happen because it put you in the position you are today. It's fucking insane, man. I was like, I can't believe why I defended Haley Welsh. I regret doing that now. I thought, she just said a cringy joke and didn't deserve all the hate, but I don't feel bad for her now. Yeah, I never really liked her in the first place. I think she's extremely overrated. And like, personally, I didn't really know her that much but I watched like 30 minutes of a Hawk Tua podcast and I was like, fuck this girl. This is awful. She should not be famous. Because you can tell people who became famous over their personality and how natural they are in front of the screen and how they talk. Haley Welsh is not one of those people. She is so fucking annoying. I don't know how she became popular, but she is not one of those people that would just naturally become famous on their own, like someone like Markiplier or these other guys who actually have a stage presence on the internet, right? So, of course, she went down the obvious route that a lot of these talentless people do, and they promoted a crypto scam, right? But she, honestly, her stupidness is just as bad as the people who fell for it, so... Also, have you heard of Joshua Block and Jason Itzler before, kinda? Jason is a creep, but for some reason, he doesn't show it on camera anymore for some reason. Also, he was on the Howard Stern show. Like, yeah, I never got into that kind of stuff. John, a.k.a. the creator of Ren and Stimpy. I heard about that. Who's another creep. I know about that situation because I covered it. So, well, I covered what's his face talking about it. How didn't she catch an STD is beyond me. I think I think because this was like a stunt, I guess all the men were probably tested and probably wearing protection, I would assume. Because I don't think it was just like 100 random guys they found off the street. They probably were tested since this was like a money thing. And that the porn industry is very anal about that stuff, which respectfully, yes, because STDs are fucking super dangerous, obviously. Why don't you ask the predator poachers? Oh, sorry, excuse me, I'm cracking my back. I wonder how them OnlyFans models going to explain to their grandkids when they get so rich. Yeah, I know. That's just one of my biggest critiques of all this is like whoring yourself on the internet. You do realize no matter what, it's going to have bad actions to come forth, right? Like no matter what, even if you don't have kids, you still got parents. I doubt all these OnlyFans models don't have parents. They might not have a dad, but they probably definitely have a mother. And imagine how they feel knowing that, oh, my daughter is thoughting herself out, right? Imagine hearing news articles, everyone's talking about, oh, my daughter had sex with 100 guys in one day. And then now I heard she's like trying to have sex with 1,000 guys in 2 days. Was that correct? 1,000 guys in like 47 hours or something. Jesus Christ, man. We are so fucking doomed. With Trump in office, EDP won't go to jail. I think you're putting a lot of like emphasis on Trump even knowing EDP exists. I don't think he does. He might go to jail. I don't know, man. We'll see, because I don't think Donald Trump is going to change much in terms of like pedophile laws. Pretty sure what's his face? Joe Biden's the one who just pardoned a convicted sex offender. So honestly, that's my counter argument, is that Joe Biden literally pardoned a registered sex offender that was caught with actual CP on his computer. So we already have one president that let some predator slide. So AP isn't in jail because Alex Rosen didn't file a report against the sting operation, obviously. Well, there was also the Kayla 15-year-old girl who filed a police report that was in the works for quite some time now. I don't know. I'm sure it's still going on. Kayla said that she would be giving an update. So once the police investigation concludes, whether they find any wrongdoings or not, she's going to be doing an update. So I guess we'll see with that. But always make a report before doing a sting operation against creep, pedo, or groomer. I 100% agree with that. And unfortunately, Jidion did not do that. If you didn't know, Jidion did a sting operation using Kayla's evidence. And he took her evidence and went to go confront EDP. And she filed a police report as they were doing the sting operation. And she couldn't file it beforehand because that would have messed up the sting operation. So they're fully focused on doing the Clout situation rather than actually getting justice, which, yeah, fuck Jidion, fuck Skeeter Gene. I've actually recently became a deist. I believe in God, and I don't follow any religion or denominations. Fuck. It kind of helped me being depressed, honestly. Yeah, I think it's always good to believe in something, right? I think it's important to like believe in something or have something to believe in. I think that does help a lot of the times with trying to figure out what you want to do in life. But yeah, good for you, man. The more meaning you find in life, the better. I mean, with cases like this, it might be a long time before we could see justice, before pissed off civilian gets his hands on EDP. See, who is your feed YouTube? He is a commentary channel who has previously voiced his whatchamacallit, his want for EDP to better himself or go on some sort of redemption arc, even going as far as to donate him money, which I believe the donation said some like, good to see you making videos again or something. He is basically just, I don't know, I think he's just got his feelings in the wrong places. Essentially, he's just some guy who makes fucking YouTube videos, and he has been vocally supporting EDP for quite some time. So what needs to happen from here on out is let karma get EDP. If we're making fun of him, talking about he'll run for president and win. I don't know about that, man. Would Trump even care about EDP? Because I doubt he's even aware of his existence unless he searches him up. I don't think Trump even knows about EDP. I know Trump has been or EDP has been very vocally active for Trump, but I don't think he's going to pardon EDP. I think that's just fucking ridiculous, like a straight up conspiracy theory. Minilad most likely groomed his victim for pleasure, and because he is also popular and thought he could be able to get away with it until he got exposed. Obviously, yeah, I mean, that's what happens. A lot of these like YouTubers have these massive egos, like they can't be touched, and they don't actually realize the severity of what they're doing. And when they eventually got called out, they literally go into full defensive mode because reality finally hits them, and they go, "Oh, fuck, I've really fucked up here." Pluis, do you suppose EDP being an incel and a porn addict, these two factors that would result in him being a pedo he is now? I mean, I'm sure it doesn't like help. I mean, again, I'm not like a psychiatrist. I don't study this stuff, right? I don't have like extensive books explaining the human nature, but like, I feel like his crippling porn addiction and also, being a lonely incel he is probably did, have some effect on what he has done recently. He's never really had friends really, and he's never really been with a woman too. Right? So some people go viral for the wrong reason. 100%, man. Also, what is your opinion on the creator of Ren and Stimpy? Also, Jason has allegations of being a murderer because of a lady who died. He allegedly killed by putting GHB into a drink. I give my opinion in a video. I think obviously his situation is insane. I'm pretty sure he groomed like an underage writer or something. But yeah, obviously I've had the same opinion for him that I do EDP. Fuck him. Well, being with someone he used to be a partner or friends with, yeah, genuinely just fuck them. They're all the same, in my personal opinion. I think they all should be treated the same, where it's like straight to a prison. Because, I don't really see one predator different than another. They should all be going to prison. Porsches are not good. They work with Jidion, who used a real minor in a sting operation. They support it, but they claim to protect kids. They work with Jidion. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to dig down into a lot of these like online influencers, you can get a lot of their like hypocrisy. I mean, same with Mr. Beast. You think someone like Mr. Beast, who is known as the Golden Boy, wouldn't be working with someone like, you know, Logan Paul. That's what you got to realize, that a lot of these people don't actually give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, you look at a lot of these big YouTubers and, you know, they don't give a fuck. And that's clear to see in a lot of these sting operations where they, instead of doing a good sting operation that involves the police and actually trying to put a perp away, they'll invite someone like Lil Pump or one of these like celebrities who have no business doing predator catches. And then they start to like dog on the predator, start beating the shit out of them. You think they genuinely care about the victims or getting this guy arrested? No, they care about stoking their own egos and getting a fucking clip out of it. That's it. These aren't actual heroes. People need to understand that, right? I don't know. I just think it's fucking silly, dude. I'm ashamed to admit I paid for OnlyFans in the haze of my porn addiction. Yeah, that's when you kind of realize that you're kind of gone. You know, that's when you realize you're at a turning point where you should probably, you know, slow down on it. Because I think paying for any sort of porn is just ridiculous. You know, but it's good you realize that and you know, you moved on and, you know, you're probably not going to ever do that again, hopefully. Years ago, I was in a relationship with a woman for 6 months, and I'll admit it, it was the best 6 months of my life. Yeah, it sucks when it comes to like, you know, like being a human. Is like you always need some sort of like partner, no matter who you are. And I feel like, you know, getting into a relationship does better you, I think, as a person, even if it's a shitty relationship. I think you learn a lot from it. And you know, someone like EDP clearly was never in a good relationship, which caused him, or maybe had some sort of push on why he became the way he is. You know, I can't think of a lonelier man than EDP, honestly. You know, he's so lonely that he'll literally talk to anyone. Anybody can message him on Instagram and he'll reply to you because he's that fucking lonely. Sad life, man. Sad life. Let's not forget some pred catchers would assault the predators. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing I'm trying to get at, is like they don't actually give a fuck. As satisfying as it is and how awful of a take it supposedly is to say that you're against these guys, I think like if they genuinely cared about kids, they would contact the police, do a very thorough investigation that could not have any loopholes in terms of an actual court case, and then they actually go catch the creep instead of just finding them, beating the shit out of them, and then just leaving. What? So the guy's just going to get up after you guys beat him up, and he's just going to go do it again. What the fuck are you accomplishing here besides getting a couple views on fucking Kick? Anyways, it's just ridiculous, man. Also, I wonder if this Kayla person who's a victim of EDP has learned about groomers / pedophiles before she was groomed by him, I guess. Did she know about groomers or pedos are? I did talk to Kayla about this. Oh, one sec. Let me sip my water real quick. From my understanding, she knew who EDP was, but she didn't know the extent of what he did. And of course, she probably knew the dangers of talking to strangers online. And I've talked to her pretty extensively now about it. But, you know, I don't think she fully understood she was being groomed at the moment. You know, you could theorize that she knew the whole time and it was Jidion putting her up to it or whatever. But, you know, at the end of the day, she was still groomed. And, you know, she definitely has learned a lot since then. And hopefully her decision making is changed because of that situation. But at the end of the day, it just sucks, man. It sucks to even talk about this topic, honestly. EPS president is going to age well. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I don't think he has the qualifications. Have you checked out Takedown with Chris Hansen yet? I have not. Plebeius America is not what you see on YouTube. We're living hell, to be honest. Mattis, it works like other criminals. This isn't the America I remember 10 years ago. The fact that Minilad is still on YouTube, but MXR isn't anymore proves that they just defend predators. Yeah, the whole MXR stuff is stupid. Like, they literally have an actual predator on YouTube, and they have some guy who just, like, showcases mods that are a little bit more, you know, you know, sexual, whatever. Who gives a fuck? I think it's just ridiculous. Same with me. How am I getting striked when YouTube's channel is still, or EDP's channel is still up? I don't know, and I stopped trying to worry about this stuff because I can't change YouTube as much as I try, unfortunately. The case relating to that girl allegedly being killed by Jason happened since 2011. She died in 2010. She was 21, and then they still haven't had a conclusion to it. That's actually insane. United States more like divided states. Yeah, dude. Dude, if I go viral, I wouldn't know what I would do. Dude, the idea of being famous kind of scares me because I would never have privacy ever again. That scares the hell out of me, to be honest. It really depends on what you do with it, right? You can be private, kind of, if you blow up. Like, for instance, one of my YouTube videos has like 500,000 views, right? And I don't feel like I'm famous. right? So it really depends on what you mean by blowing up. Like all of a sudden, one day you wake up and you have 1 million subscribers. It is definitely a shell shock, and you can get overwhelmed by that. But if that's what you really want, then that's what you want, right? That's why we're all doing YouTube, right? To blow up someday. My name's Jeff. Joshua Block, aka Rolled of T-shirt, is popular TikToker who is also an alcoholic and also autistic. And Jason, I guess, is using him for views. Sadly, he hasn't been able to take care of by a good person. Yeah, kind of reminds me a lot with like Daniel Larson and stuff. Is they'll get a lot of these people who just enable them around them and just kind of push their insanity. And I heard about the T-shirt guy. I see him in my feed all the time, and maybe one day I'll talk about him. But and his mom died from cancer back when he was 14. Sadly, yeah. Fortunately, with a lot of these guys who go down the wrong path, they have really tragic backstories. Like especially when you look at Daniel Larson's backstory, it sucks. But I forgot to mention this. EDP is in a new relationship. He met her on Nastia. Wait, really? I heard he was like maybe seeing a girl. He lost his virginity recently, right? Or is that like post bullshit? I don't know, man. I'll have to rewatch the video, but I'm pretty sure he like said he lost his virginity. Dude, I don't know. What a weird time we're fucking living in, dude. Honestly, if I was a predator catcher, I'm not a violent person, but it's just the idea of somebody willing to hurt a child that pisses me the hell off, and I would probably lose it. Yeah, I understand the idea, but that's why I feel like if you're going to be a predator catcher, you have to go in with kind of like a neutral understanding, because you can't let your emotions get the better of you, because that predator will use that against you. And the thing with like Vitaly, I don't think he's actually pissed off in a lot of this time. He's like playing a character. He's doing an act. A lot of these guys aren't beating them because they're pissed off. They're beating them for clout and views and like to boost their own egos. Vitaly pride catching vids are awful. They're fucking terrible. I don't know why people see him as a hero. They're fucking awful. You watch any of them and half of them are fucking staged, first of all, and that's proven. It's proven that he has done fake predator catchers, right? And on top of that, they're just bad. Oh yeah, there's a photo of EDP as a kid on the Brady Bunch. He looks like Turner. That's crazy. Well, I hope Kayla is fine now and hopefully takes a break from the internet for the sake of her own health, and hopefully she doesn't go through anything like that ever again. Honestly, facts W. I think she's like focusing on her music career now. She like makes a lot of music, so I think she's doing well. But yeah, she's moved on a lot after what happened, and obviously she is trying to get some sort of vengeance here, or not vengeance, but some sort of like accountability here. She's obviously doing the documentary, so we'll see what she says in it. So we'll look. Pedos able to thrive on YouTube. YouTube doesn't budge. YouTube doesn't give a fuck. But if you post a video even trying to bully, not even bully, if you're even trying to criticize one of these guys, then YouTube actually takes action. It's like the epitome of being in a fight in school and you're getting like bullied and this kid's like constantly fucking harassing you. And the one day you decide to punch back and like fuck this kid up, the teacher comes around and fucking gives you detention. It's so annoying. It's so fucking annoying. They're so bad. Any new videos planned, Pluvius? Well, I'm probably going to post a video after the stream where I'm going to be talking about The Witcher 4, since there's a lot of fucking incels bitching about the trailer because the way Siri looks. It's actually, I'm not even shitting you guys. There's incels out there that are complaining about the way a character fucking looks in a game. It's, oh my fucking God. And the thing is, she's not even ugly. It's fucking ridiculous. So I'm going to be talking about that today, a little bit later on. So, but in the future, I got a couple videos planned, nothing too big, just kind of your normal slop content, for you guys to come eat up. So, yeah. What about you, Destructor? I heard you might be doing a video on Captain Slacks. Someone talked down on pedos. YouTube has a meltdown. Yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous, man. Also, what's your opinion on Jonachrome, aka the creator of One Night at Flumpies, or ONF? For short, I don't know too much about that stuff. I was actually thinking about looking into like the Five Nights at Freddy's modders and stuff like that, because there's kind of a cesspool of that. I was also going to talk about a couple other mods with like Fallout and other stuff like that. So yeah, not just predators, but also scammers and animal abusers. Facts. Nastia is an AI bot. Oh, he's back with that AI shit. I know he was like into the AI stuff a while ago, but. And that's why I'm not a predator catcher. Like, I know I'm not a professional, and that's why these jackasses need to leave it to the professionals. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, a lot of people get the wrong idea with me. I'm not against predator catchers as a whole. I think civilians could be a massive help to police, and I feel like some police departments are open for civilians to help them, which is great. And I feel like some situations with predator catches can be done extremely respectfully and professionally and can end up leading the person into jail. I think the way a predator catcher should be done is professionally, and it should have a main goal, which is to get the predator arrested, right? That should be the main focal point. Thing is, though, is you also want to make it an entertaining predator catch, which, by the way, in my personal opinion, a professional predator catch is already entertaining enough because this guy's actually going to go to jail, and that's the entertaining part. But the problem is a lot of these influencers and content creators, they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. It's just trendy right now to be a predator catcher, right? Like that's the trendy thing right now. So all these guys who have no idea what the fuck they're doing just hop on this, and sometimes they get the wrong guy. Sometimes they don't even have enough evidence. Sometimes there actually is, in rare situations, where there is actually a miscommunication between the two parties, where the guy actually genuinely doesn't know he's talking to a kid, right? Like that actually does happen. And then he ends up getting his ass beat anyways. There's times where they get shot. And I think that's just getting fucking ridiculous. Just be professional. Do your research. Understand. I think one of the most important things when it comes to predator catches is understand your laws and understand their laws, right? Because at the end of the day, it's going to become an argument of laws, right? That's literally what court is whoever can make the best legal argument. So when it comes down to, when it finally boils down to the actual situation, the proper thing to do is to look up the laws, see what you can and cannot do in these situations, see if they're even breaking the law in the first place, then get law enforcement involved and make sure you take the evidence with care and don't alter it. Boom, you get someone arrested and you get 1 million fucking views, but no one wants to do that, man. Daniel isn't in jail, but I really hope he gets the help. He doesn't need to cause any more madness. Him going crazy over Grace Vanderwall for some reason. By the way, why does he like her so much? I think it's just something to do with his mental. I think he's kind of attached himself to her, and it doesn't make it any less creepy. Don't get me wrong. But I think he just kind of attached himself to her and, obviously being trolled or whatever. But, obviously he's not 100% innocent. He is a bad person. It's been proven time and again. He's crazy. He is insane. He has caused many issues for many people. But that being said, I do hope he actually gets some mental help and gets put into a care home or something. Because if you look at his whole history, is a lot of these care homes backed out on him. A lot of his caretakers backed out on him. And I'm not necessarily blaming them because I've seen the videos. He treated them like shit. And you can only do so much for someone. But I think at the end of the day, he needs to just get some help and get away from society. I think that's what we all hope for him, right? Isn't Vitaly a prank channel? He started off being a prank channel, and then he beat the shit out of a woman while on drugs, and then he went to jail, or didn't go to jail, but he was charged, and then he decided to come back and just start making predator catching videos, which, by the way, they're all shit, and they're no better than the pranking videos in my personal opinion. But EP just recently lost his V card. Talk about a real life 40-year-old virgin. Yeah, he I think he did, unless I'm reading that wrong. Hold on, let me look it up again. But pretty sure he made a whole entire video talking about it. So. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he lost his V card. I think he talked pretty extensively about it. The fact that I have to type in "eat that pussy" on YouTube and it's still up is insane. Yet if I put "fuck" or anything in my thumbnail or titles, the video gets age restricted instantly. Oh no, he changed it to EDP now. Dude, how many times has he changed his fucking YouTube channel? I think I have a confession to make. So he posted that 3 weeks ago. And I think that's the video where he talks about losing his virginity, I'm pretty sure. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. This video. Oh, yeah, age restricted. Hey, at least it was age restricted. Yeah, EDP losing it. Yeah, he lost his virginity, man. I don't think he actually did, but also I think some grooming victims should keep themselves anonymous in case the goes over them or grooms them or hates on them like a bunch of assholes just to prevent more problems. I think in a court of law, I think a lot of the times these victims are anonymous. But I do think in Kayla's situation, I don't think she should have made a public video talking about EDP. I think she shouldn't have done it, and that's probably why it's gone now. Her video is completely gone. I think it was good to expose EDP, but I think a lot of these victims, if you feel like you got groomed by a YouTuber, don't bother posting a video. Just go straight to the police and confer with them. You know what I mean? Because that's if they eventually get arrested, that says everything. And if the police tell you to make a public statement, make a public statement, right? Trilogy Media are messed up. They won't bust EDP, but they do others. Yeah. Anyways, guys, it's getting pretty late. I'm probably gonna end the stream here. I am gonna catch up on messages. I'm not just gonna leave you guys hanging. But yeah, if you guys want to say your goodbyes, same now. I'm gonna go make dinner because I'm fucking starving, and it's already like almost 8 o'clock. But W stream, guys. Appreciate you guys coming down. You know, it sucks that I only stream like once in a while, so I'm gonna try to stream more. It is definitely on my 2025 to-do list essentially. But yeah, appreciate you guys coming down though. Jonathan, or Jonathan, which is his real name, got exposed for being in a relationship with a minor since 2016 after he met her in 2015, but he thankfully allowed the victim to leave him back in April of 2021 after he apologized to her and make sure she would be cool with him, aka being in good terms with him. It was an 8-year age gap, and John planned to meet this minor when she was 18, but they both realized that it wouldn't be worth it in the end. Worth it to do that. He was born June 1994, and the victim was born January 2020 or January 2002, according to the anonymous exposure. Jesus Christ! Let's just all get together and jump EDP doing WWE moves. I've seen those mods, man. Also, Joss is just as bad, but he thankfully isn't a creep. He's still an alcoholic. Yeah, EDP is really sad, honestly, dude. EDP is just such a sad individual. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like, I have no sympathy for him though, but it sucks because he had so much potential to be such a great content creator, man. Jonathan was romantically interested in her and thankfully not sexually interested in her. Yeah, I heard about that. Or they ended on good terms, but still, he's still a creep. It's only a matter of time before YouTube bans him once again when they found out his name. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I hope YouTube does, but they have done everything in their power not to ban him lately, which is kind of pissing me off. Man, this is too good. I hope the stream stays up. It probably will. YouTube did age restrict EDP's videos. However, you can fake profile ages to watch videos. Yeah, exactly. And he's still monetized though. Like he still gets some ads on his videos, even if they're age restricted, which is insane. Pokemon fan, good night, Plubius. Yeah, good night, man. Have a good night, and you're welcome. Yeah, you too, Matthias. Thanks for stopping by for another stream. Go sub to my channel. Let's get 1K subs to Rinse and Plubius as well, by the way. Yeah, guys, honestly, if you have 5 minutes, go sub to Rinse, Destructor, and Plubius. Go sub to them. If you guys want to continue, getting these streams and seeing my content, just go subscribe. Honestly, it's 100% up to you. But I'll just end it off with Haley Welsh needs to go to a jail. Yeah, dude, I saw that community note. That was funny. Also, what do you think about Ren and Stimpy and John being the creator of it? I mean, the show itself is fine, but hearing after everything he did, obviously, I think he should probably be in a jail cell. But I don't know too much about the Ren and Stimpy stuff and with John or whatever, but I did my very bare minimum research, and hearing what he did to those underage girls was fucking horrifying. Speaking of DGen modders, did you hear about the Sprunky drama and how the creators got his mod stolen doxed by DGens? Yeah, I talked about that too on my channel. I didn't really talk too much about the doxing stuff, but I did bring up his statements. So, yeah, I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, thanks, guys, for stopping by. I got a video coming out within the next couple hours, so be on the lookout for that. But, yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. W stream. Like the stream right now if you guys actually enjoyed it. And like I said, go sub over to Destructor, Rinse, and my channel if you guys enjoy this kind of content. But, yeah, I'll see you guys. Well, you'll see my YouTube video in a few hours, but I'll probably see you guys soon in terms of streaming. But, yeah, see ya.